Kingdom in New York, and it's not working. It hasn't worked. Maybe it would have worked last season if he was on the field longer than 4 plays, but you can't go back and change history. So now they run it back for 2024, and it is miserable. It's miserable. They all look miserable, including Aaron Rodgers. So why would you consider doing it again? That's the part that I don't understand. Sometimes you have to cut your losses. And I know Browns fans feel the same way. Now, theirs is more about the money. It's more about the fact that they locked in Deshaun Watson to this guaranteed contract, and what are you going to do? But you know what? The Broncos decided they were getting out. They got out with Russell Wilson, and they're actually paying a good portion of his contract with the Steelers. They decided, whatever it costs us, we're getting out. So I wonder what's going to happen with some of these franchises. You're going down the wrong path. The street version of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. That's where the Jets are stuck right now. We'll talk about it more tonight following MNF. It's After Hours with Amy Lawrence. Boom!
Say, for the ones who get it done, Grainger is offering high-quality supplies and solutions for every single industry, as well as access to product specialists who have the knowledge and the experience to answer your toughest questions. Plus, their commitment to being your safety partner can help you keep your facility safe and your people even safer. So, call, click, Grainger.com, or just stop on by. Grainger.com.
Want to keep your gas-powered engines running like new? Stable's proprietary formulas are proven by third-party testing to outperform the competition in keeping fuel fresh, preventing corrosion, and cleaning the entire fuel system. With Stable, you can have confidence you are doing the right thing for your engine's long-term health. Just pour into your gas can or fuel tank, then top off with fresh fuel. At every fill-up or when you store, start with Stable. Available where fuel at.
Find out why soccer is the most popular game in the world and spreading fast on the First Coast.
On the Sporting Jack Soccer Hour.
Join Cole Pepper, Mauricio Ruiz, and Becky Burley as they discuss the latest in the world of soccer.
Tuesday nights at 6
on 1010 a.m.
Hacker here. A couple weeks back, I received an invite. Not just any invite. It was to be the guest speaker at Awaken 180's virtual town hall. Every team member was there. The owner, Paige, my coach, Kate, and what seemed like 100 people from Awaken 180. My surprise? They invited me to stay for the full town hall. They talked client successes, company goals, future plans, you name it. There was nothing to hide. They all had one common goal of how they can help people better. It was amazing to hear, and it was amazing to see how happy and team-oriented everyone was. I mean, I already knew my coach had that mindset, but I thought I had the best one. Nope, they're all the best ones. That's the beauty of being company-led. Not a franchise who often only looks at the bottom line. I suppose that's why Awaken 180 is now celebrating 10 years and has helped over 23,000 clients like me, Mike Dempsey, and Matt Hayes. See it firsthand while you're losing weight with the solution for weight loss. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Our first contestant, a stay-at-home gymnast from Jacksonville, Florida. It's Gwendolyn Pierce.
Thank you, Monty. I don't know who installed my air conditioner, but it hasn't had a tune-up in over 3 years. Am I cool?
Let's ask our expert judging panel. Judges? Oh, I'm sorry, Gwendolyn. You're not cool. Johnny, tell her why.
That's right. To keep your air conditioner performing at its best, you need a skilled technician to check your pressures, voltages, and air filters in the fall and the spring. At Bueller Air and Plumbing, our club members get 2 free visits a year to make sure that you are cool.
Can you tell me if my haircut is sexy?
You're better off not asking.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Shop early, save big all month long during Black Friday build-up at Lowe's. Right now, get select pre-lit artificial Christmas trees starting at just $59.98. Don't wait to save. Shop these deals today, in-store or online. Because Lowe's knows deals. Discount taken at time of purchase while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
This season, check out our revamped website at southernsteerbutcher.com. Click on the Promotions tab, and our Jacksonville Weekly Grilling Specials will hit you in the face like a hot route over the middle.
For tasty tips and juicy breasts, choose Southern Steer Butcher.
Check, check, and check. That's the sound of me getting a jump start on my holiday list. But I can't take all the credit. Kohl's makes it too easy. I got my daughter a mini instant camera, my husband his favorite cologne, my sister Kookaburra by UGG slippers, and that's just the beginning. Then I got 20% off some of my other gifts. Yep, it doesn't get better than Kohl's. Select styles. Offer valid through November 23rd. Coupons do not apply to Tech, Sephora at Kohl's, and Kookaburra by UGG. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You've got a front row seat for Jaguars football all year long. This is 1010XL, WJXL AM and FM, Jacksonville Beach, home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. What's the deal with the show? The 1010XL Podcast Network is now available just about everywhere you find podcasts.
I mean, I think the show's going to be a huge hit.
Search for your favorite 1010XL podcast in your platform of choice.
Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, congratulating our Scholar Athlete of the Week.
Robert Trenier, senior cross country and member of the boys track team at Fletcher High. Robert is a member of the National Honor Society and has applied to attend the United States Military Academy at West Point.
Bet live with Hard Rock Bet. Real-time wagering till the very last play. Missing the kickoff doesn't mean all bets are off.
Delay a game on the guy who hasn't bet yet.
Sometimes you just know your team is going to come back. The sportsbook for every kind of player.
Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Get up to $100 back if your first bet doesn't win. Payable and bonus bet up to $100, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Hicken here for Bout 9 Associates, where you'll find Jacksonville's most esteemed eye doctors at each of their locations. After being selected for one of the most competitive ophthalmology fellowships in the world, Dr. Frank Bowden is frequently called upon for his expert opinion. He is currently one of the few cornea and external disease specialists in the area and the founder of Bout 9. Visit Bout 9 Associates today and experience the difference. Bout 9 Associates, keeping the First Coast focused.
I'm Chris Campione. In a world of big box law firms with satellite offices, there's something special about having a local legal team that cares about you and your community. We're not just lawyers, we're your neighbors. We understand the unique challenges facing the Jacksonville community because we live here too. At Campione Law, Campione Cares isn't just a tagline, it's our commitment to you. Campione Law, your trusted lawyers after an accident. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione, Campione Law.
Man, jack of all trades, masters of none? It just feels like at every turn nowadays, every company can do all work. Not us. Hi, Stevie Beatrice here, second-generation plumber right here in Jacksonville, Florida. We are your master plumbing company that only focuses on all your plumbing needs. So for your next plumbing job, don't call another Jack. Call Beatrice Plumbing, where plumbing is what we do and plumbing is what we're great at. Beatrice Plumbing, here to help.
Jaguars fans, want to meet some of your favorite players? Coke Florida, Publix Supermarkets, and the Jags are giving you the chance. Join 1010XL at Publix, 170 Village Commons Drive, St. Augustine, Tuesday, November 19th at 5. For autographs, pictures, raffles, and more. Get off the sidelines and get to Publix to grab an ice-cold Coca-Cola, Coke Zero Sugar, or any of your favorite Coca-Cola beverages using Publix digital app. The Jaguars and Coke Florida. There's magic when we cheer together at Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
You don't have to be a football star to get a signing bonus. The team at Republic Services needs your skills, and they're paying up to $5,000 for you to join the roster. You'll be joining a winner. As an essential business, the Republic Services trucks have not stopped rolling with hourly and weekly pay and better benefits and vacation packages than the rest of the league. Driver trainees, $1,000 sign-on bonus. CDL drivers, $3,000. Diesel mechanics, $5,000 bonus. Join the winning team at Republic Services today. Visit republicservices.com.
Equal opportunity employer.
The Drill on 1010XL from the the studios of Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Coogan Nation. Time to rise and shine and start your day with Duval Sports Media Big Steppers. Dan Hicken. You know it! Jeff Proctor.
It's a big deal.
Gosh, it sure is a big deal.
And E to the T.
E.T. is in the booth.
Rise and shine, Cougars. Go time on a Monday morning. It's the Monday Morning Quarterback. Brought to you by DivorceMenOnly.com. Yeah, I see DIVORCE. It's coming, isn't it? Yesterday was, look, rant and rave all you want. I mean, it's not even rantable what we saw yesterday. No, yesterday I feel now is just lifting the burden here, right, with some transparency. It's coming. It's over. We knew it. They are what we thought they were. Gosh, I didn't know they were that bad. And yesterday is just the perfect way for it to all come crashing into rubble. That's where we're at, right? Big changes are coming. I don't know when Doug Peterson will be relieved of his duties. I will be shocked if it's not today. I would be shocked if it's not today, heading into a bye week. Man, Trent Baalke should be attached to hip. There should be a recognition down there that they all let it get away from him. If Shad Khan's going to make a major move, he needs to make a major move. Need a total house cleaning. And when one goes before the other, if that's how it happens, doesn't mean that's the ultimate indicator. But gosh, I hope somebody can get in our owner's ear and make him understand that having to do more work is what seems like it might be a harder challenge is not. It'll be easier. Be easier with fresh eyes, fresh people. They all got to go, man. They all got to go. Trent Baalke's 24-40 as the GM here. He's already had the number one pick twice in that time. I don't know what's happened to Doug Peterson. We're going to get into that here right off the top. But first things first, 52-6 already on the hot seat. You know it, I know it, heck. Based on what we heard Doug Peterson just minutes into his post-game press conference, seems like he knows it too.
You know what? I can't control that. And listen, I've been around this league a long time. You know, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen, obviously. But at the same time, I still have a job to do, and that's to, you know, get ready for a good division opponent here in 2 weeks.
Yeah, there'll be a division opponent in 2 weeks, and who will it be? Mike McCoy? Who will it be? Who will it be that will be making the calls? I can't imagine you survive this. Major changes are coming, man. When the national guys are all reporting a day of game, that if this doesn't happen, that's going to happen. It's coming from deep inside. I don't know who the mouthpiece is, but one thing is darn sure of. Neither is more deserving of losing their job than the other. And if Shad Khan makes the mistake of just doing one and not the full cleanse, we're not going to be any better. I see this ridiculous link. This is ridiculous. One of the links yesterday, because that's where we are now, man. Look, is it a bit awkward having conversations about the next job when the jobs are currently filled? I don't know, maybe. It's also awkward to watch your football team in your city get embarrassed 52-6. That's also awkward. So we're past all that. Doug Peterson gave it free rein yesterday with that comment. I don't know. It's the league. Y'all, here you go, Wolves. And it needs to be a clean sweep. Inarguably, but anyway. As curiosity and sports fandom takes you, all right, what's next? What's percolating? What's out there? Bill Belichick's name's going to come up, right? And there's going to be those that are in the, that'd be great camp. There's going to be those in the, I'd rather have the other. But to make that decision based on this ridiculous connection that I saw mentioned. E, did you see this one? Good morning, friend.
What's up, Bussy?
Did you see this one? The Baalke could be kept because of Belichick relationship. These two dudes had a cup of coffee together like with the Jets 20-something years ago. What? No. If you go Belichick, again, that's a whole other conversation we'll have. There's lots out there. We're not to that point yet, but we are to the point of recognition. That's what yesterday gave us. It gave us the gift of transparency. Where there's big changes coming here. Not that we did it, no. Don't get me wrong. But, man, Peterson put it on a tee for him yesterday. He went right over there to the Kismet, up to the fourth deck, to the golf simulator. He turned it around the other way, put it on the tee, and whew, just knocked it out into the middle of St. John's. Bloop, 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 bloop. So the Jags are 2-9 with literally the most embarrassing performance in the history of the franchise. Biggest loss, most points, you name it, they did it. Unbelievable. I tell you, if there's one thing that we have learned as we look forward to the reboot, listen, this is not the time. You don't want to hear this right now. I get it. They're not that far away. We talk about core and difference makers, and it's easy to just say, oh, we don't have anything. No, the heck we don't. We got 8 to 10 guys that you could. One thing's for sure, one bonus out of this is we've learned that our quarterback's not as bad and set back as we thought he was. Is that fair?
Fair.
I mean, that guy's been obviously keeping us just our head above water, and here we are pushing him under week after week like it's his fault. Do you see this crap? What we've had the last 2 weeks? That's what we are. With by the way, that's not some rookie. You know, that's not Aiden Warner from Gainesville right now. That's Mac Jones. He's started a lot of games. They can't move the ball. And it's back to the old, even the, eagle-eyed 30-year broadcasting veterans can see a playbook that's gone so stale. I found it easy to explain yesterday. My daughter, 26 years old, doesn't care about football. She comes over every Sunday as we all get together like lambs to the slaughter for the road games. Whatever we go with for that week's meal, listen, plenty of y'all out here live the same world. Sunday afternoons, get together, families come, you grill, you barbecue, you order food, you take turns, there's a family, and then they just puke on you. But my daughter is not even being a football fan, it's a logical person. Well, what's the problem, Dad? Is the coach bad or the players no good or yada this or that? And I said to her, honey, let's watch the game for a minute. Come over here and watch the game. Okay, Detroit has the ball. Let's watch them. And sure as sugar, first play, fake handoff, plenty of time to throw, Jamison Williams underneath, wide open. No one within 30 feet of him. So we watched that one play. I said, okay, honey, did you see that? Did you see how wide open he was? Did you see what an easy play that was? Yeah, okay, go on your way. I'll call you back. Fast forward. Well, you don't have to wait long. Line's about to score. Fast forward 10 minutes, and the Jaguars get the ball. I said, okay, sweetie, come over here. Let's talk about coaching. I said, I want to tell you something. Forget the records. Forget what the score is. These are all NFL players. I promise you the difference between them is not as great as what this scoreboard says, and this is why. Sit down for a second there, sugar. 2-yard handoff, a handoff, lost of 2 yards, one of the linemen blown up. Back to pass, shuffle to the right, throw to a guy with 3 guys around him. I said, okay, did you see that play? Did you see how we faked the handoff and the quarterback went back and then we threw and our receiver had 3 guys around him? Remember 5 minutes ago when Detroit did the same thing and their guy was wide open? That, baby doll, is coaching. And it is. It absolutely is. And our guys may be running around like Texas tornadoes. They may not always be right where they're supposed to be or doing what they're supposed to. But that playbook with each and every week looks like something that was found in the relics of the Coliseum. We found that in King Tut's crypt somewhere, man. And what happened to Doug Peterson? What happened? Not here. To his career. Golly, man. Dude goes to Philly, and in his second year, he's a quarterback whisperer. He's got Carson Wentz on the verge of an MVP. He gets hurt. Okay, Nick Foles, I'll go win a Super Bowl with you. He is inarguably, after beating Bill Belichick in the Super Bowl, thought of as a top 3 to 5 coach in the entire NFL, man. The sky is the limit. This is the next great thing. 2 years later, it's just falling apart in Philly, much like we've seen it fall apart here. He lands on his feet here with all that reputation. You tend to just look at what was great about the guy in Philly, and, hey, so far, so good. First year, takes over a team that had won, 4 games in the previous 2 combined, goes to the playoffs, gets a playoff win. We're headed to great things. I don't know, man. I don't know. But not for much longer here in Jacksonville. I can't see any way around that, and nor can he, based on what you heard right there out of the gates. You resigned to the fact. So the bigger question, really, it feels like, is how big of a sweeping change do you make? And I would just say to anyone with Shad Khanzir driving in this morning, and I know you're going into the office down there, gang, Jagland, employees. I know you are. I know you are. Somebody with an ear. Somebody who knows somebody with an ear. This whole thing's got to go, gang. Let me tell you. Pretty good barometer here. You got a pretty good barometer in front of the microphone here. I've been here since the beginning. Covering from all sides. Out and with the fans and friends of the program. It's all got to go now. Understand that. Understand that if you only fire Peterson, you're not going to fix a thing. Understand it. You've been noted. This isn't particularly unfair. Trent Baalke's a good football guy. He is. He's not the GM. He's not the number one person that you could have running one of the top 32 businesses in the entire world. He's just not. And so here we sit 2-9, and after a mindset that wasn't particularly leaning that way, I guess you did get a bit of a mini rant here this morning. Got to give them what they pay for, E.
That's right.
We had so much cool stuff going on in the sports world this weekend. I thought, as you know, I was contemplating yesterday, sitting in the ashes of 52-6, I really thought about sending a text to E and Hick, and just as a bit, doing JFR, Jag-free radio, just do 4 hours and not even mentioning these milk drinkers. But then it got so bad and so obvious that the head coach is getting canned that we got to go on, we got to go on death watch for the Jaguars head coach when it comes to the Jags career. And so you can't. You can't. They're so bad. They've imploded so bad that a nice, fun bit of Jag-free radio we can't even do because it becomes unprofessional because there's percolating news. I don't know when it's coming. I would suspect it'll be today. But we shall see. Hey, man, if you're a Gator fan, you're like, what Jag game? Huh? What about DJ Lagway's him,
Yeah, he's here for real.
I mean, when you're a freshman, to a first Florida freshman to beat a ranked team at home, true freshman, first time ever. Donald Douglas had a chance. Chris Leak had a chance. There's not a lot of true freshman starters, quite frankly, in college football through the years and at Florida through the years. But he's first to do it. He's not like a super efficient, right? The completion percentage isn't great, but the guy makes big plays in big moments. And if you saw that play that he stepped up into the pocket and just drilled a dime about 45 yards downfield to get him down to on the doorstep of the goal line. He hit a touchdown pass earlier. He had a big day. Florida won easy 27-16. And so now at 5-5, certainly will be going to a bowl because I'm going to stand by what I started saying 3 weeks ago when the Gators were still getting bludgeoned. They'll beat the hell out of FSU. They're terrible. So it looks like fruits of Billy Napier's labor down there are starting to show. We're starting to at least get some thorough victories. We talked about that first with UCF, the UCF game that seemed like the most complete win that they've had this year. Well, that's now been eclipsed. And I know there were some there are some alarming numbers on that stat sheet, particularly when it came to time of possession. But they sacked the LSU quarterback, Garrett Nussmeier, 7 times Saturday night, which equaled the amount of sacks LSU had given up in the previous 8 games combined. They sacked LSU's quarterback 7 times Saturday night, and LSU still leads the SEC in fewest sacks allowed. Yeah, some baby Gators are growing up down there. We've seen it in spurts, hasn't always actualized on the scoreboard. And that game at Texas was a one-off, obviously. They're continuing that same path that we saw them against Tennessee and Georgia, all the losses, competitive games. Texas was not. They were down so many guys on both sides. And look, they're missing guys, still important players. Pup Howard didn't play, but 2 starting corners and a third are out. They don't have Trey Wilson, but man, they got DJ Lagway, and that's an 11-point win in a game you were a home dog. And by the way, we all thought would seem silly. So there's that.
Georgia fan, I told you, don't bark and whine at the door. Don't do it. Right? What was the big story last Wednesday, off of the college football? Off the pairings.
Oh, was it
the big story was Georgia wouldn't be in if it were today. Yeah, right. Come on, man. Don't even complain. So Georgia beats Tennessee, beat them pretty good. Carson Beck, by the way, for all of the criticisms we've had of late, was about perfect. About perfect. No turnovers, 3 for over 340 yards. Ran the ball when he had to.
He needed that.
Yeah, he was excellent the other night, and they beat Tennessee. And just like that, Georgia will be safe and sound back inside of the rankings. And quite frankly, probably not going to earn a spot in the SEC championship game. And for the Dogs, that'd be a good thing. Why put yourself out? I've already played at Alabama and at Texas. I got to play them again to prove myself? Nah, y'all, somebody else prove you can beat them. I'll go ahead and take my spot here at number 9, and we'll see. And then there's the fight. I want to get into that on the other side. More from the Jags. I mean, look, the Jags, talking about yesterday's game is like worthless. Why? You want me to just every comment, every segment, just give you the statistical anomaly from yesterday? What the Lions did to us? Detroit Rock City. I mean, we knew it, right? We knew it. Knew it when we went up there. They were going to beat RA. I didn't know they'd beat RA this bad. I thought 38-10 maybe. But golly. That's just embarrassing. It's an embarrassment to the city and to the sport, bro. Football, listen, it's a deflective enough sport. You got a roster that's big enough that each and every guy doesn't have to carry the total weight of just what an embarrassing football team you are, right? It ain't me, it's that guy. Or, yeah, I wasn't great, but he was worse. You got plenty of that just to get you through the day, I guess, when it comes to self-confidence. But as a group, whew, what a weak group that is. What a weak group of alpha dog men we're sending into battle every week. They just lost to an NFL team 52-6, dude. What kind of competitive nature do we have down there, bro? Come on, man. 52-6, dude. I'm sorry. We need a heat check down there in that locker room. 52-6. Wow. It's the Monday Morning Quarterback. DivorceMenOnly.com.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
Let's go.
Game day gets here a little quicker with Pregame Friday.
Here we go.
Who's in, who's out, who's on upset watch.
Exactly.
We'll get you ready for the games.
All right, you ready?
Brought to you by Dream Finders Homes on 1010XL.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
What's really good, sports bettors? It's your boy E to the T with my bookie, and I hope everybody had a profitable betting weekend. But you know what today is? It's time for Monday Night Football. And we have an old-fashioned Texas duel as the Houston Texans travel to Dallas to take on them Cowboys. Both of these teams suffered major injuries this year, and they've been playing terrible. This game smells like poo and definitely can go under the 42.5 over-under game total. Who would have thought the boys are 7.5-point underdogs at home? Joe Mixon is likely to run and catch all over these boys. I'm looking to bet a same-game parlay and put all my chips on Joe Mixon for an anytime touchdown and bet the over on Mixon's receiving yards. Guys, my bookie has the best bonus in the industry for Florida bettors. Our listeners can just sign up using my promo code 1010XL and claim that double deposit bonus on your very first deposit. Again, that promo code is 1010XL to claim that extra cash. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with my bookie. Come on, somebody.
Your pipes are leaking, don't get nervous. Fa la 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 la. Call Roll and Reach for same day service. Fa la 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 la. He guarantees your satisfaction. Fa la 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 la. Call Roland and he'll spring into action. Fa la 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 la. This holiday season, if you have a leak and can't wait a week, dial 904-260-7059. And from the Roll and Reach family to yours, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Are you ready to upgrade your home? Experience the winning combination of style and performance with Renewal by Andersen. Energy-efficient, custom-built replacement windows and doors. Right now, save 20% on your entire project. Plus, 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. This offer expires November 30th and restrictions apply. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Florida Gators. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com for details.
License number CGC 1527613.
Post-game Monday on 1010XL is brought to you by Dandy Foods, makers of quality fresh sandwiches and home of the good stuff.
Joint replacement surgery is always a tough decision, but relief from chronic pain may be just around the corner. Dr. George Barry here, and there's a lot to consider to make sure you get the proper diagnosis and best path back to the range of motion and mobility you had. Age, lifestyle, and overall health all play a part. Let the team at Barry Orthopedics give you a full analysis to help you make the best decision. Log on to BarryOrthopedics.com or call the office to make an appointment. With offices across Jacksonville and ready to help you feel good again, we'll get you back on the road to recovery at Barry Orthopedics.
I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick, we're a 5-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $40,000 a year, and right now graduate making over $90,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition or no student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted to the program, your only cost are the books and the course fees. About $800 a year.
That sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org, and you can apply there.
Apply by May 23rd.
Jacksonville's live and local sports radio. 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Hey, it's Linda Beaver. Whether you're new to the area or a longtime resident, you deserve the best and shouldn't settle when buying or servicing your car. At Beaver Toyota, we have built our reputation on trust. You can trust us to provide you the best price, the best selection, and the best experience. You can trust me, your neighbors can trust me, your family can trust me. We will not let you down. Come see us at Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine to let our family take care of yours. Trust me, we're here to wow you.
Joe Coy. Just Being Coy Tour.
Mentally, I've become my dad. My dad was like, oh, you listen to that hippity-hoppity? And now I'm sounding like my dad because I'm like, you're listening to that mumbly-mumbly? You're listening to that mumbly-mumbly-mumbly? They don't even say words. Mumble-mumble-mumble.
Friday, November 22nd, 5-Star Veterans Memorial Arena. Tickets on sale now at JoeCoy.com. Don't miss them, Jacksonville. Joe Coy, Just Being Coy Tour.
Welcome to ABS Advanced Business Solutions, your local authorized technology partner and home to Xerox copiers.
Advanced Business Solutions.
Publix, Coke, and 1010XL want you to meet your favorite Jaguars. Come see the Frangie Show live Tuesday, 4 to 6 at Publix, 170 Village Commons Drive in St. Augustine. Tuesday, 4 to 6 with the Frangie Show.
I-9 Sports covers the First Coast with great sports for kids 3 to 17, and winter and spring registration is open right now. New girls volleyball and flag at Duval Charter, plus plenty for boys and girls in Nocatee, too. It's all at i9sports.com. Enter 1010 in the promo code.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? You have questions? Call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Oh, that means a lot, man. You know, just being the second year in the offense, you know, is huge. You know, just having the guys around it, you know, rally behind that and like truly, like, we're gonna change this. And that's the whole vibe in the locker room, that we're gonna change this place and we're gonna make it what it used to be. And you know, just I feel like on a like recruiting standpoint, I feel like that was huge as well. You know, I had a lot of guys hit me up after they seen that. You know, just texting me trying to see, you know, what's going on. So, but yeah, it's great.
That is DJ Lagway, the biggest breath of fresh air to hit Florida football in a long time, man. This is a program adrift. And this guy has stepped in as a true freshman. And, you know, what a difference. I guess that's the difference. That's why they were only a 4-point dog. He's not hitting a big, percentage of his passes. His completion percentage overall, you know, is hovering between 55 and 60%. But, man, he can hit that big play, can he? And he did it again the other day. Made plays when Florida, they needed him to. And, hey, by the way, celebrate. Pop the champagne bottles. Remember the Gators over-under was 4.5? Well, he said, oh, man, you got to pound that. Then they started as bad as they did. Like, uh-oh, they're not even going to get to 4.5. Well, lo and behold, here they are at 5-5. And you mentioned the recruiting comment there from DJ Lagway. Saw Tramel Jones, who formerly had committed to FSU, shoot as recently as last week on the Frangie show, said he was solid there. Dropped off that commitment late last week, and now over the weekend has committed to Billy Napier in Florida. It shoots the Gators from 44th to 33rd in this recruiting cycle, which is that great, I guess, for the overall grade. When it comes to any kind of immediate impact, you know, as a Florida fan, there's DJ Lagway. So as much as it helps the recruiting class, it's not helping the immediate future, although it could. We saw what happened at the position this year. Right? Now, we'll see. Look, Billy Napier's had 3 big wins at Florida. He's had 3 wins like this one. He had the win over Utah in his very first game. He had the win at home over Tennessee last year. And now he'll have this win at home over LSU. Okay, the first 2, nothing was built off of. This one feels different. They played better. They've been more competitive in the other games. The roster now, the guys making them play, are young guys for the most part. They'll be back next year for the most part. See if the recruiting, and they will have a recruiting. There will be echoes on the recruiting trail. They'll get a couple of flips. I would imagine when it's all said and done, Billy Napier will have those guys up inside the top 15 trying to crack the top 10 by the time it's over. And really, to be honest with you, with Lagway there and some pieces now starting to come together, I mean, they sacked LSU 7 times, man. I mean, Bama and Georgia and Texas A&M, big old NFL defensive lines full of prospects. Don't get to LSU like that. I think it says something. Anywho, I have an excellent observation this morning. This is why they pay me the big bucks, ladies and gentlemen. I need you to make a note here so I can bring this back up with Hicken in case he has not gotten up and started listening already, as he usually does in the 6 o'clock hour.
Noting.
Okay? I have a note about the Heisman race and how it's now different from this standpoint. Because I haven't heard this connection made, and maybe it has been somewhere among the infinite voices that are out there. But I'm sensing another effect of the 12-team playoff. It's going to bring some more fringe Heisman candidates in and keep them there. Like, if Boise State wasn't going to be a playoff team, Ashton Jeanty, as great a year as he's having, he would not have legitimate Heisman hopes, I don't think. But now when you're making the case for him, and you're saying the first back ever to have, 200 yards, 8 straight games, you're also going to have in his favor, look, this guy put Boise State on his back and put him in the 12-team playoff. That's going to happen to a degree with Travis Hunter, who now is for sure the favorite to win the Heisman. Like earlier when you were weighing the chances of all the guys in there, it felt to me that Ward's advantage was going to be too big for those other ones because his team was going to be in the playoff hunt. They're going to be a national title contender. I think Cam Ward still is the only quarterback with 30 touchdowns thrown this year. And I thought Colorado would be a near 500 team, and as statistically gaudy and as unbelievably, dual talented as Hunter was, he wouldn't be able to stay in that same spotlight as Ward. I was wrong on that, and Travis Hunter's numbers in game now has put him in the favorites role, and part of that is because Colorado is better than we thought. Colorado is probably going to play for the Big 12, have a playoff shot. I think bringing 12 teams in is going to make the Heisman races more interesting because you're not going to be just relegated to the 2 national contenders and who their 2 best players are. Not that it's always the case, but it often is. I think, I can make an argument that Jeanty would be 4th in a lot of years. And this year, I think he'll be 2nd if he can't catch Hunter, depending on what happens, or Ward, depending on what happens there. It's almost to the point with the way we play, you should probably give the Heisman when the playoffs are done, man. If you want me to tell you who the best player in the country is, let me watch them play the very best teams in the very high-stress situations with similar rosters because they're all there. Let me see that. So we'll see. All right, back to our kitty cats. And I'll offer this up as the Daily's Double Take, I suppose. The Double Take brought to you by the Daily's Dash. Oh, terrific. Listen, just munch your troubles away this morning with delicious biscuits piled high. Go ahead and get 2. The coffee always locally sourced, freshly ground every morning just for you. If you're smart, you just head back at lunch, maybe get a Cuban. But anyway, that's just me. The Daily's Double Take brought to you by the Dash. We spoke earlier if there is any I don't know if we have learned anything the last 2 weeks is we're a lot better off at quarterback. We probably could put way too much on Trevor Lawrence as to what's been going on around here than we have. And in fact, now it looks like he's performed miracles to have him with chances to win games, quite frankly. But what about this? The Jaguars offense, the last 2 games. And by the way, correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, they're missing Kirk, which Trevor has often missed. That's it. I guess Bigsby was out yesterday. What's happened to Travis Etienne? That's another story. E? What happened to him?
I don't know.
Didn't he used to be explosive?
There was a time.
Yeah. The Jaguars offense, the last 8 quarters without Trevor Lawrence. 20 first downs, 313 total yards, 216 passing yards, and 13 total points. Oh, by the way, here's the double take. The Lions yesterday at halftime. 19 first downs, 306 total yards, 205 passing yards, and 28 points. The Lions in a half of football, far more productive, far more than the Jaguars in 2 games. Oof. Doug Peterson, dang near quite literally at a loss for words after the 52-6 shellacking.
It's difficult to find words because everybody's so disappointed, frustrated, angry. It's the emotion of how much you put into the week and then playing like we did. So it's frustrating. Our break obviously comes at the right time. Our guys need some time away. They need to refresh, recharge. Coaches, players. But we do need to take, I think, the first part of the week and really reflect and go back and study and as coaches to see what's been good and what hasn't been good. So that's the great opportunity that we have. 6 games left, and it'll be exciting because most of those, I think 4 of the 6 are division games, and still an opportunity there.
Yeah, so you can hear it in his voice, no? We know what's coming. The question came 2 questions later. Do you expect to keep your job? That's the old, I don't know, I've been around. All right, Mac Jones, what? You just maybe take this bye week and take a 3-week vacation.
Bye weeks are, always important for your body and your mind, and each year you don't get to pick where your bye week's at. And for us, we didn't put a good production on the field today, and honestly, it's time to just reset, get back to doing what I'm good at, doing what the offense is good at, and just trying to move forward.
All right, there's Mac Jones. The Jags are an absolute mess. Where do we go from here? We have Fred Taylor and Tony Pacelli both today. It starts breakfast with Pacelli. That's now less than an hour out. We're listening to The Drill. Football Fix, some other NFL news notes. It was a fantastic weekend, right? It was billed, and the 2 AFC heavyweight fights lived up to it, and maybe a third on Sunday Night Football. You're listening to The Drill.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Ole Miss, a 10-point favorite of the Florida Gators on Saturday at the Swamp. 55.5 the total in Gainesville. Georgia laying 43 in Athens against UMass. Total 57. South Florida, 16-point home favorite against Tulsa. 59.5 the total at Raymond James Stadium. In the NFL, Monday Night Football today, the Texans laying 7 of the Dallas Cowboys. The total 41. Cooper Rush at quarterback for Dak Prescott, who's out after season-ending hamstring surgery. The Jaguars are off until December the 1st, and they host the Texans. They were whipped by Detroit yesterday, 52-6. Lions covered as 14-point favorite. Cash back for every bet with a G-Bank Signature Visa card. VSIN.com/GBank. Mike Sennett, 1010XL.
If you have a slow-draining sink or toilet that sounds like it's about to back up, imagine the potential plumbing emergency when you have family over for the holidays. Flush after flush after flush. Avoid holiday clogs with a call to Duck Duck Rooter today. Duck Duck Rooter will come and resolve those plumbing issues so you can enjoy a free-flowing holiday season. Call 904-862-6769. Visit duckduckrooter.com.
Greenlaw Group is for the insured. If you think you have roof damage, call 904-302-7055 today, and they will schedule you a free roof inspection. Trust their law firm to help you fight your insurance when you need it. These storms can cause damage you may not even see yet. Call Greenlaw Group 302-7055. There's no cost to retain their law firm and no cost to have your roof inspected. They only get paid if you win. Greenlaw Group, for the insured.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods. Dandy subs and sandwiches. Look, we always want you to think about those great options as you're driving around Duval. But the beauty is, even as I'm dropping pounds, Dandy's got great options for me as well. Told you all about their protein packs, delicious salads that they have out there. They have fruit cups for on the go. You know what they have. Veggie snack trays. You can grab those on the go as well. Perfect, healthy snack. Dandy is the name to know when you're on the go. So stop into a Gate store anywhere around Duval and make yours a dandy, and do it today.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam.
Let me get this thing unwrapped here.
Praz, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval?
That's right, man. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. John's County, knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Dailies Dash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, you know, like me. I'm sure there's a Dailies Dash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course.
Oven roasted beef, monster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it!" and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Dailies Dash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Dailies Dash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
David Ammon here with Zero Res.
You know, Dad, I just love this time of year. It cools down, the holidays are coming on, and college football is a blast.
One of the things that I'm grateful for is our good customers. I have loved working for the good people of Jacksonville and want to say thank you.
Folks, the schedule is filling up fast. Book today and Zero Res will clean your carpets for only $49 per room. Plus, they'll give you 25% off your tile cleaning.
Zero Res,
spelled Florida backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
Any action? Find more fish on the Ring Power Fishing Forecast Show.
That's a big redfish, guys.
With Captain Kevin Favor.
Oh, my gosh.
Brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Thursday nights at 6.
On 1010XL AM.
Googa Nation, it's Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here to tell you this is no dream. The folks at Dreamfinders Homes right now have an unbeatable interest rate for you. You may not think you can afford a Dreamfinders home. Well, think again. Take advantage of a 2.99% year one rate. I said it, 2.99%. 15 Jacksonville communities to choose from. Find that dream house and take advantage of an unbeatable rate. Move now, literally. Dreamfinders Homes, the official home builder of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Call State Farm agent Brandon Thomas at 342-3459.
Prosser here. I've been telling you for years about Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Football season finally upon us. Imagine watching your favorite team in your new Lifetime Man Cave, family hangout, or Lifetime's version of a she shed. And now Lifetime is expanding their replacement window division. Make your home energy efficient with their Energy Star rated windows. Enclosures, flooring, and windows to fit any and all budgets. Visit the showroom just off Phillips Highway. Proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let Lifetime be your home team.
Baloo here for Smoonez Vision. Why Smoonez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smoonez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smoonez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smoonez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmoonezVision.com today. Here you can see.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
For Jag head coach Doug Peterson, the blowout at the hands of the Lions presents a time to reflect.
Our break obviously comes at the right time. Our guys need some time away. They need to refresh, recharge, and really reflect.
The Jag head coach stayed focused when asked about his future with the team.
If it's going to happen, it's going to happen, obviously. But at the same time, I still have a job to do and get ready for a good division opponent here in 2 weeks.
Jag quarterback Mac Jones shared his thoughts on the team moving forward.
We just have to get back to the one play at a time mindset and try not to focus on, scoring points. I know that's hard to say, but you just got to focus on doing your job.
At your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguar update, I'm Sam Nelson.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
The last time that the Jaguars went into the Lions' den and got maimed, it was kind of a different milestone for Doug Peterson. His team got off the mat. He told them they could still accomplish all their goals. They could still be even a playoff team. And lo and behold, they did. After losing, I think that day 40 to 14 maybe? Does that sound right? Yeah, it's a milestone again. Another humiliating blowout of a loss at Detroit. It's another milestone. This one, 52-6, is going to leave a much different outcome. Doug Peterson and this football team, as it serves as the day the franchise is forced to go in another direction, start over with key components. Better be both. Football program's all about your coach, GM, and your quarterback. The last 2 weeks have proven that the quarterback is by far the strongest of those three components. At least to me, it seems that way. The other two, one with each other. Handcuffed, out, together. One both. Nonsensical approach to do it any other way. Nonsensical. Don't let somebody tell you, oh, you know what, that'd be too hard to do this. No, it wouldn't. Be much better is what it'd be. A whole lot better. Especially with a high draft pick coming because of the incompetence of this group that's been bungling their way through this all along. How else can you look at it? You're 24-40 as the general manager. You've already had the number one pick twice, and you've mismanaged them to the point that now you're going to have it again. I mean, there is no argument here. It would be abject insanity to keep either one of them in place once you decide to get rid of either one of them. In this case, it sure seems like that decision has been made. And again, I'd be surprised if by the end of the business day, we don't have an interim coach. It would surprise me. And what that means, short or long term, for the general manager, the bigger boss, that's even a bigger issue. That we need that one changed too. Don't get rid of the co-pilot and let the other one just fly it right into the daggum mountain. Explode like a firebomb. That's what that GM's done to our franchise. Frickin' crashed in the side of a mountain. Nope, it'll be the co-pilot's fault, though. Didn't put the wing flaps down in time. Idiotic. What a terrible, terrible situation we find ourselves in. Whew, we need a purge, baby. Clean sweep. Fire up the band. We got a football fix. You're darn right. There's actually good football played in the NFL. Y'all know that? Exciting games. Emerging storylines. Young stars. The world is our oyster. Yeah, Chiefs finally got. They've lived with fire, right? They played along the edge here against some good teams and a good schedule. And the Bills, Josh Allen, man, had that dog in him yesterday. They had a 4th and 2. And to be honest with you, I'm like, man, you ought to kick here. They're up 2 points on the Chiefs. There's about 2 minutes to go. Man, you'll kick here, dude. And because it was 4th and 2. This is why you're going to run a sneak. It's 4th and 2 from about the 23-yard line. It's a pretty chip shot kick. Like, they did not kick because of the field position they'd give up on a miss, or they didn't kick, and I'll give them credit. They didn't kick because they knew if they kicked and went up 5, Patrick Mahomes would go down and get the winning touchdown. They felt they needed a touchdown to make sure. And Josh Allen on 4th and 3 went back to pass and looked and shook off a couple defenders and then decided, all right, I'm a dog, and just ran like in a junkyard. Hopped over an old rusty wheelbarrow and plowed through a mattress. I mean, he just barreled and weaved all the way for a touchdown. And Chiefs said no more. They're popping those champagne bottles down there in South Florida. Last night, Bengals lose again. They got that jag in them. They're too much talent, even more talent than we have here. Just how do you lose week after week? Yesterday was the kicker that defied. It was a bad day for kickers, man. That's a sidebar here. Justin Tucker missed, I think, 2 yesterday. I was watching Red Zone for half a minute because the Jags can't even keep your attention. And I saw back-to-back, I don't even remember who the kickers are, so such is life. At least you're off the hook. But back-to-back, I had a dude miss a 26-yarder, and then they went to the next location, and a guy missed a 20. Dustin Hopkins was one of the misses. You're not off the hook. And Hopkins had missed one from like 32, and there was a penalty, and they got to keep the ball, and then they were up, and he missed like a 26-yarder, dead hook. And then, not 30 seconds later, another 27-yard miss. Point being, 4th quarter, Evan McPherson, Money Mac, he likes to call himself, not so much, missed 2 in the 4th quarter. Last week it was that coup for Atlanta, Pro Bowl kicker, missed 3 in a 3-point loss. Maybe the coaches and the analytics have screwed with the brains of the kicker. They're flighty to begin with. I don't know. I'm going to say probably not. All right, it was the Chargers, though, with the impressive win. Why can't the Jags be the Chargers? Right? I mean, the Chargers didn't look any good at all last year after losing to the Jaguars. They had to fire a coach. They were losing close games. Quarterback was banged up. A lot of issues. They let a lot of guys go. You get the right coach in, boom. Just like that. Back to being a playoff team. Anyway, that's at least part of the storyline. They improved to 7-3, beating the Bengals last night. 49ers, time to say, are in a little bit of trouble. Lost at home. Geno Smith scrambled in for a game-winning score. 49ers are 5-5, same record as the Seahawks. Bo Nix's game is continuing to grow at a rapid rate. 4 touchdown passes yesterday. The Broncos beat the Falcons 38-6. So if you're keeping score, in the Prosser living room yesterday, we went 90-12. Is that good? That's not college football. That's the NFL. Jags 52-6, Broncos 38-6. Falcons, Jags lose 90-12. Little Southern smash mouth football. Steelers beat the Ravens. Stop a 2-point conversion late. And hold on to win. And golly, Mike Tomlin in that rough and tumble division 8-2. Saints won a couple in a row under their interim coach. They beat the Browns yesterday. Rams over the Patriots. Matthew Stafford, steady she goes. They're 5-5. That division's going to be some kind of sprint down the stretch. Dolphins have won a couple in a row. They refuse to give up on their season. Vikings bounce back and beat the Titans, who seem to be like the Jaguars, pitiful. Bears have a field goal. There's back to those missing kickers. Bears had a field goal blocked on the last play to lose to the Packers. They put Anthony Richardson back in. He had his best game. Of course, he was on my fantasy bench. 2 touchdowns run, an accurate day throwing. Jets won at the Colts, won at the Jets. That's it. That's football fix. Texans, Cowboys tonight. Knock yourself out. You're listening to The Drill. It's the Monday Morning Quarterback. Of course, MinOnly.com. The Hicken arrival. We got Breakfast with Vaselli just 20, 30 minutes out now. We got Fred Taylor later this morning, as we all commiserate, ponder the future here in Loserville. Back with more next.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
If offense and defense don't win the game, sometimes it's up to the special team.
And here comes the field goal team. They've got to hurry.
After the game, catch the Crown Royal Special Teams Player of the Game. Live generously and life will treat you royally on 1010XL. Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
Yo, what's good, fellas? It's your boy E.T. here, and I'm going to keep it real. We could all benefit from a little something extra in the bedroom, and Blue Chew can help. What is Blue Chew, you ask? It's a chewable tablet with the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, and Staxin that ships right to your door in a discreet package. It's all online, too, so not even them nosy neighbors will know what's going on. No doctor's visits and no trips to the pharmacy. The licensed medical providers work with you to find the right ingredients and strengths for your prescription. And remember, it's chewable, just like popping a Mentos. Now you're asking, how do I get Blue Chew? Just pay $5 shipping. Visit BlueChew.com and enter my promo code 1010XL. Turn that oh no into a oh yeah. That's promo code 1010XL and let your boy hook you up with some Blue Chew. Get that confidence back. Visit BlueChew.com.
Florida's weather is unpredictable. Don't let the Epic Cool catch you off guard. For reliable heating services, call Epic Cool Heating and Air. Keep your home cozy all season long. Call 904-859-EPIC. 904-859-3742.
When my wrist pain was acting up and I needed help, I took Dan Hicken's advice and headed over to see the experts at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. This is Stuart Moore with the PGA Tour. I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Whenever you have a need, they took great care of me. They'll take great care of you.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy. The next time you need orthopedic care, you can rely on our team at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Integrity, persistence, and standing up for victims. It's what you want in a personal injury case and what my friend and lawyer Glenn Cohen brings to every case for over 40 years. Call Glenn at Barnes, Cohen, and Sullivan.
Collisions happen on every play in football. Collisions also happen every day on the road. If you need auto body repair, from a $30 job to a $30,000 job, trust San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
Spend lunchtime with the ladies.
A meal and sparkling conversation.
Helmets and heels.
Mia O'Brien, Lauren Brooks, and Taylor Dahl.
Just behave, okay?
Switched on by First Coast Lighting and Fans on 1010XL. Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. Hurricanes happen in Florida. That's not news. But what happens even more often than hurricanes are home break-ins. And if security is important to you, you might want to look into hurricane-rated impact windows.
What you may not know is that hurricane-rated impact windows not only help protect your home in case of a hurricane, but they also offer another level of security for your home.
Have you seen those videos on YouTube that show people trying to break through an impact window? A thief is way too lazy to spend his energy trying to break through one of our impact windows. That's why he doesn't have a real job like you. He'd rather break your non-impact window while you're at work. Window World has high-quality, very affordable hurricane-rated impact windows to help protect your home from hurricanes and from lazy thieves.
Call us today at 904-443-7001. Get a free estimate and see for yourself. You save energy, get more security, and the windows add value to your home. With all Window World windows, you get the best guarantee in the window replacement business.
Window World,
simply the best for less.
And thank you for your business.
Do the Garber Wiggle, Garber Wiggle, 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 Garber Wiggle.
Garber Auto Mall is home of the lifetime warranty. Every new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevy, Buick, GMC, and Ford comes with a lifetime warranty. At Garber Auto Mall, your purchase is covered for life. Visit us in Green Cove Springs or at GarberAutomall.com. And remember, at Garber Auto Mall, there's always a little room for wiggle.
Garber Wiggle, Garber Wiggle, 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 Garber Wiggle.
Jaguars fans, want to meet some of your favorite players? Coke Florida, Publix Supermarkets, and the Jags are giving you the chance. Join 1010XL at Publix, 170 Village Commons Drive, St. Augustine, Tuesday, November 19th at 5. For autographs, pictures, raffles, and more. Get off the sidelines and get to Publix to grab an ice-cold Coca-Cola, Coke Zero Sugar, or any of your favorite Coca-Cola beverages using Publix digital app. The Jaguars and Coke Florida. There's magic when we cheer together at Publix, where shopping is a pleasure. pleasure.
If you're getting engaged this holiday season, celebrating an anniversary, birthday, or shopping early for the holidays,
you do not want to miss Beards Diamond's incredible 44th anniversary sale.
everything store-wide is on sale up to an unbelievable 44% off.
At the St. John's Town Center or beardsdiamonds.com.
Greetings from Daytona, where a band of dreamers took a strip of beach and turned it into a proving ground. The Great American Race, where year after year, greatness is the destination.
Start your engines, let's go!
So book your experience and soak in 500 miles of history and tradition. The Daytona 500, February 16th, 2025. Secure your seats now at Daytona500.com.
This is Hayes Carlyon for Skylife Elite. Have you ever thought about aircraft ownership as another potential revenue stream and as a tool for tax savings? Put your tax money to work for you while enjoying the benefits of private personal travel. Skylife Elite has over a decade of experience in business aviation and can guide you through the process with their expert staff. Call my friends over at Skylife Elite at 490-9332 or find them at flyskylife.com to get the rundown on everything owning an airplane can do for you.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by First Coast Honda Dealers. The Gators are still basking in the afterglow of upsetting the 22nd ranked LSU Tigers on Saturday, a victory head coach Billy Napier called a team win.
It's a resilient group, and that was a team win. That was a complimentary, all phases. It's awesome to see those guys experience some success.
Florida quarterback DJ Lagway credits his coach and medical staff for getting him back on the field so quickly.
Kudos to to my coaches, and even this medical team.
Georgia's win over Tennessee should have them back in the college football playoff picture. However, head coach Kirby Smart still had a message for the committee.
I don't know what they're looking for. I really don't. I wish they could really define the criteria. I wish they could do the eyeball test where they come down here and look at the people we're playing against. You can't see that stuff on TV.
That's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson. Currently it's 6:59 and it's 56 degrees. Your time and your tip is brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Barra & Barra, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Ladies and gents, please put your hands together as Dan Hicken enters the studio.
Hello, darkness, my friend. I've come to talk with you again.
You know it.
Because a vision softly creeping.
You know it. Yes,
left its seeds
sir.
while I was sleeping.
Yada hada ha.
And the vision that was planted in my brain.
Not one, not two,
still remains
not three, not four,
within the sound
not five, not six.
of silence.
7 straight possessions.
Restless dreams that
7
alone.
with touchdowns.
Narrow streets of cobblestone.
In that period of time, I saw a 10-year veteran on the edge line up offsides. I've been playing the game for 10 years. I didn't know I was offsides. I saw a corner at a good game last week decide he was going to take Sunday off. He didn't want to tackle.
It's like Jacksonville State went to Ann Arbor and played Michigan. Total yards, 645 to 170.
Mercer played Bama better.
First downs, 38 to 10.
Alabama 52, Mercer 7, Detroit 52, Jacksonville 6.
Time of possession, 39-21. I mean, what an embarrassment to football, the city, manhood, you name it.
The Detroit Lions, before they were the Detroit Lions, were in Portsmouth, I believe.
Okay.
So the Detroit Lions have been playing football.
Oh, they're one of the first, aren't they original?
Ever.
Yeah, they're an original.
Yesterday was
their biggest win ever.
The most yards.
Yeah. I think it was their biggest spread. Pretty sure the 46 was their biggest margin
they've
of victory.
ever had.
It was the Jags' biggest margin of defeat. They gave up the most points they ever have. They're just an abject joke around the league.
I'd like to go into the offensive meeting during the week, and when CDP and press were talking, and they decided to scheme up a play where they were going to throw a deep ball with a quarterback who can't throw deep to a tight end who's possibly one of the 5 slowest guys on the entire football team, including linemen.
I wouldn't know if I go that far. I mean,
why don't we try Luke Farrell running across the field?
Seam, you didn't like that one? You like him cutting across?
Mac will hang it up there for about 6 seconds, and we'll let this Joseph cat run over and grab it. That was impressive.
It wasn't. It was bad, man.
That was impressive. I mean, even our first drive where we took the lead was so painstakingly bad. Like we ran and then we threw like a 2-yarder that was really hard to develop. Like it took time to develop for a 2-yard completion to Evan Ingram. And then we came back with like a 4-yard completion to Evan Ingram.
Ingram had like 10 catches for 6 yards at one point, it felt like. It was 5 for 25, actually. But, man, just impotent. What a stale, impotent team.
Oh,
what happened to Travis Etienne? Didn't he used to be a football player?
I don't know.
Golly, when did he just become nothing?
He's disappeared.
What about this? In a full-fledged NFL game, a game in which the Jaguars kicked 2 field goals.
Yeah.
The Lions kicker outscored us on extra points alone.
I like that.
7-6, they beat us just on the extra points. They didn't even need the touchdowns, E. They didn't need the touchdowns, and they didn't need to kick a field goal. If they'd have just made a rule, the only way we score is if we make the extra point after a touchdown, we'd have lost 10-6. Unreal.
At the end of the first quarter, I put this out. Just did a quickie Dreamfinders poll for the Jags fans. Have you already switched to the red zone? 75% yes.
I did too for a while. Or I spent more time on it.
I mean, the numbers, I kept track of the numbers.
Heard in the living room yesterday, though, E.T., I have to see what Dan Hicken says on Twitter from my son-in-law. I said, buddy, you got that right here.
Thank you, Carlos. 158 to 37 yards.
First
at
quarter?
1 point. Just throughout the game.
Okay.
222 to 35. We lost a couple yards.
That's right.
306 to 46.
Dude, just get to that end number I gave. It's no
at
worse.
One point,
it's college numbers, man.
At one point, I think at the half, Jared Goff had 18 pass attempts for 274. Our guy had 18 pass attempts for 81 yards. It was
just such a
575 to 137. I mean, it was incredible.
620 to 190 or whatever I said. It's unbelievable. I never seen anything like 645 to 170. That's Nebraska beating Tulsa in 1987.
I did watch, and I had to carve out. I actually had to carve out 32 minutes to watch Dan Campbell's post-game locker room speech because he gave out so many game balls.
I mean, they probably ran out of leather. They ran out of pigskin, brother. Did you see how sheepish? He almost felt bad. Every time we go to Detroit, there's some sign of just pitifulness.
Yeah.
Did you see that Dan Campbell immediately second-guessed himself for challenging the completion?
Yes.
Like he felt bad. He's like, "Oh man, what am I doing? I'm up 52-6."
Kind of backwards dropped the red flag.
And he's like, and then he wasn't sure if he should. That's how pitiful we are, dude.
Yeah.
Here's what makes it worse.
That was Wayne Fonts telling him to take a knee with 5 minutes to go.
Yeah, it was just, and by the way, here's what makes it worse. This matters, and y'all know this. They play a manhood game, man.
Yeah.
You play a game where your value is based on can you beat another man, and they get pushed around like little sissies.
Well, the coach can't say we're
pitiful.
The coach can't say we're playing hard card anymore.
Yes, a lot of quitting that team yesterday, and
I don't care what words.
Ain't many words of them worth keeping. Hick, 8 or 10. The rest of y'all can go on.
No, I don't. You can use what. It doesn't matter what word you use. The bottom line is it's an abysmal team with an abysmal coach who knows he's dead man walking. It's just a question, really, is it going to happen now or is it going to – I mean, it was so funny in the postgame show because all the players kept saying, well, we still have 4 divisional games to go. Doug said, and I quote, that's going to be exciting. For whom? For whom? And when he kept saying we need a break, I thought, you need a break. I need a break. The fans need a break. We all need a break, bro. We need a break worse than you guys need a break. I mean, worst case scenario for Doug Peterson is he gets the Ziggy today, and he's home in Jupiter tomorrow at the club playing golf. I mean, big deal with his whatever he's making this year, $12 million in tow.
Yeah,
there's a part of me that thinks Shad should come out and say, look, these guys are going to coach to the end, and I'm going to fire them on Black Monday.
Yeah,
but I don't care.
Somebody's got to
just so y'all know. I'm starting my.
Make them do some other things. Make them wash some dishes.
Yeah, I'm starting my due. Yeah,
help mow the fields.
I decided to make Doug the tight ends coach.
Yeah. That's right.
And Trent
expect him to work with the tight ends.
Trent's going to be an office worker.
Yeah, and I'm going to let Fred over there at the Dailies coach the team this week because he can't do any worse
each week.
Honestly, you and I could have coached him, and we would not have lost 52-6 or any worse than 52-6. The ultimate sign of nobody's on board with anybody.
But I would be surprised if it doesn't come this morning.
Yeah, I would
quite
too.
honestly.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell in his voice. I almost feel like he was told already yesterday.
I would think during this show he's scheduled to meet the media. Doug Peterson is, I believe, at like 1:45 today, and it's probably usually it's a Zoom on a Monday, so we'll see. But it doesn't matter. I mean, it's like the reports were, and we've all been saying it could come during the bye week. Especially could come if Shad Khan gets embarrassed. I mean, he was embarrassed in the first drive. I mean, it was embarrassing from the get. It's embarrassing just to be there.
Ironically, Doug's last game is going to be one where he finally made the right choice.
Kick the field goal.
Took the field. They got a guy with a big, instead of going for it on the 43 and giving the bot lines, as it turned out, it didn't matter. We weren't stopping.
I'll get to the Dream Finders questions in a day, but I finally agreed with a sort of a gamble fourth down yesterday. I finally agreed with one.
No, I did too. It was
Buffalo, Kansas City. That was mine.
Because he's just going to go beat you.
Because he's going to, and your kicker stinks.
Yeah.
And it's in his head. So if you try the field goal,
your kicker doesn't
the
stink,
Chiefs are going to win on a field goal.
Yeah.
If you kick the field goal,
they're going to win on a touchdown.
Chiefs are going to win on a touchdown.
That's fair.
But if you got Josh Allen, who's your best player, the ball's in his hands, I'm going to win the game right here. If I get a touchdown, I'm up 2 scores. They can't get me. And they did it. Good for them. Clap it. As one time I agreed with a fourth downer.
Well, it's okay if it's not every time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that wasn't analytics that told them to do that, or maybe it would have fallen in it. That was a coach knowing his team and his situation and his history against the Chiefs.
Yes.
And analytics can't comprehend all that, I don't think.
I thought so. All right, well, we've got a record. I've got 2 Dream Finders Homes poll question. One of them has almost 2,000 votes. Yes, he knows that's a lot. Brought to you by our friends at Dream Finders Homes, official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and, of course, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Most embarrassing part of the loss, 644 yards. I'm not sure if it was 44 or 45. I've seen it in 2 different places. So you guys can quibble over that. 7 straight touchdowns, no punts, 38 first downs, or more touchdown throws than incompletions by Goff. 644 yards, 7 straight touchdowns, no punts, 38 first downs, or more touchdown throws than incompletions.
All of them, man, but I'll just go right. NFL teams don't get 600 and they just don't. That's so
college.
God.
Not college. E, what's yours?
I'm going with the 38 first downs.
That's also unbelievable.
That's a number I don't see much.
That's 380 yards of first down yardage alone. Think about that.
And the goal is to get touchdowns, but if you keep getting first downs, you're going to get those touchdowns.
Yeah. They all were embarrassing, but the fans went with 7 straight touchdowns, no punts, 57.9, 28.4, 644, 7.1, 38 first downs, 6.7 more touchdowns, throws than incompletions. Then I bounced back with a bonus Dream Finders Homes poll question. Who do you want to replace Doug Peterson?
Okay.
If he's let go. Because I had to put if because I didn't want people thinking. I gave you 4, and I've done this a couple times, and I've changed it up. But there's an overwhelming choice, and he's in Detroit. But it's Belichick, Ben Johnson, Mike Vrabel, Brian Flores are the 4 I gave.
I am honestly, and I'm not just trying to be that guy. I haven't, tit for tat looked at all 4 of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with any of them.
Yeah.
I think I'd probably try and, there's 2 schools of thought here.
Yeah.
But I think I'd try and ride that Detroit wave of what they've got going and go with the Detroit for a variety of reasons. But I do think that we are doing a great disservice to arguably the best coach in NFL history to not fall over ourselves trying to get him.
That's a fair point. It's a fair point. E, who would you want of those 4? Belichick, Ben Johnson, Mike Vrabel, Brian Flores.
I like Benjamin, but Flores is growing on me. I feel like what he did last week. Mm-hmm. He's growing on me.
Okay, we have 1,900 votes at Dan Hicken if you'd like to vote on Twitter. And Ben Johnson has 69.7. Vrabel's got 18%.
That's not a bad choice.
Guys like him. He's going to get a job.
Oh yeah.
I feel like I don't know what I feel like. I don't care if we have an offensive guy, defensive guy. I just want a guy that wins, man.
I know. We want to win. By the way, for a limited time on select move-in ready homes, Dream Finders Homes is offering an amazing 2.99% year 1 rate. I said it, 2.99%. And Dream Finders is everywhere. 15 Jacksonville communities. If you don't think you can afford a house, think again and go to dreamfindershomes.com. Tell them Dream Finders Danny sent me. You'll thank me later, but they are everywhere you want to be. So It's a bad situation. It's a bad situation, and we are where we are. Mike Florio on NBC suggested Balky may try to Hail Mary and deliver Belichick.
I think Balky, that's like me telling Sean I'll deliver Bella. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Those two guys worked together for like a year in different departments. Good grief, if that's true. That's so desperate and inane.
Yeah.
Trent Balky's tied to what? They were, if y'all are wondering, they were on the same Jets staff in 1998.
Right.
What?
I don't even know if Belly remembers them.
I'm going,
who?
Yeah, this is Balky's last hurrah, man. You got to be a fool team if you're going to let this guy run your organization. This is the second one he's run into the damn ground. He's 24-40 with 2 number 1 picks and a third on the way as we sit.
Yeah, you can't.
This guy, he's sown discord. He's an unaccountable, to his part of mistakes and where we're at, and it's just gross. And they both need to go, and we deserve better.
Yeah. Trent Balky is 30-64 over his last 6 seasons as a GM with 1 playoff appearance because we focus on, what Doug Peterson has done, and that's fair, and we focus on Shad Khan as an owner, and that's fair. But Trent Balky now has been around long enough, and he's made the team worse.
24-40.
Again,
yesterday was particularly bad because of the measuring stick. Detroit was where we were, and look what they've done, and look what you've done, smart guy.
One of the things that I pointed out during the show yesterday was, look, again, you traded guys, Cam Robinson, Roy Robertson, Harris, but in the offseason when you were making this team better, you let Darius Williams, again, we're under the cap. You let Darius Williams go. You let guy in Seattle, Rayshon Jenkins go, and you brought in guys who aren't as good. They're not as good.
That
makes your team worse.
That makes you a terrible general manager because you have the strings of putting the roster together, and you continually do us a disservice. You drafted a second rounder that doesn't play.
Yeah.
Period. End of story.
Yeah.
On a 9-8 team that lost 5 of their 6 down the stretch, you used the 40-something pick in the draft on a guy who doesn't play.
Yeah.
You're terrible.
Yeah. So let's do this. Let's get Tony in here when we come back. We'll spend some time with him. See what he has to say. Again, it's an epic fail with the organization, and we'll see what they decide to do. It's obviously time for a change. We're expecting it as early as this morning. I wouldn't be shocked if I see this happening and we get a phone call here in the next couple hours. But we're certainly on watch here at 1010XL 92.5 FM. This is The Drill.
This is your Duval Minute. Brought to you by Lift Power, your turnkey solution for all warehouse needs.
Well, as long as we're throwing out stats, I'll give you one thanks to our friends at Lift Power. Biggest single game yardage differences. Number 1 all-time, the 1976 Rams, plus 488. Number 2, the 1979 Rams, plus 482. And sitting at number 3, the 2024 Detroit Lions against our Jaguars, plus 475. A 475-yard difference. That illustrates not only how god-awful the defense was, but how god-awful the offense was too. Neither of them, both should be held accountable. Both should be held out there. Neither of them were any good yesterday. Plus 475, the 3rd biggest single-game yardage difference in NFL history. And that's your Duval Minute, brought to you by our friends at Lift Power. Always on the lookout for winners. Lift truck and dock and door technicians in the Jacksonville area. The Bennies are incredible. A 401k, a company vehicle, paid training, sign-on bonus. What an offer. Too good to pass up. Come see why Lift Power has been voted one of the best places to work for the past several years. Our rapidly growing business has proudly served Jacksonville for more than 50 years. It's family-owned and operated, and they want you to be part of the family. We'll give you the opportunity. You do the rest. Just go to liftpower.com. That's liftpower.com.
Pick'em contest.
Is this what I think it is?
Make the best picks and win a pizza party from Salvatore's Pizza at Tapestry Park. Pick the worst. You'll still win some pizza. Just not enough for a party. Flip a coin. Make your picks at 1010XL.com.
Bold City AC, heating that rules.
Is your AC ready for the holidays? Bold City Heating and Air ensures your AC stays in tip-top shape. We know that a clean AC is a healthy AC. Upgrade yours for just $96 a month and enjoy free duct cleanings with your new system. Plus, ask about our 0% financing options.
Bold City AC, we got the crew. Bold City AC.
Visit boldcityac.com.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
Hey, I couldn't be any happier than to be part of the George Moore Chevrolet family. And when I say family, that's what I mean. That's how you'll be treated when you visit the beautiful showroom off Atlantic Boulevard. You'll find out what I'm talking about. There's no pressure over there, just friendly help, smiles. They're there for you. You go, I got my boy, Blue, my beautiful blue Silverado. But, man, whatever you need, George Moore Chevrolet's got it, right? They got cars, they got SUVs, electrics, pre-owns, trucks like I got. Just head on over to that showroom. But if you can't, don't worry. MooreChevy.com. So easy to navigate. More with an E is easy to navigate. All the vehicles, sales, service, parts, man. Don't let me go on about the service department. They are terrific. Never been more easy to use. George Moore Chevrolet, gang together. Let's drive.
Movember is Men's Health Awareness Month, so take charge of your health and vitality at Ackerman Urology in Mandarin, Middleburg, the Beaches, and World Golf Village. For prostate and urological needs, trust Ackerman Urology. AckermanUrology.com.
I've been telling you about the premium luxury storage that's coming in Atlantic Beach. Spots are open now for purchase. Need to get in on this. What are the reasons for purchasing a unit here at the shed? Well, there are plenty of them. Who's it for? Well, if you're running out of room at home for your cars, toys, extras, it's a place where you can store and work on projects. You got large RV, fifth wheels. You want premier indoor storage for your investment. Maybe you don't live locally, have a place to keep your Florida things. Maybe you're between houses, looking to move to Atlantic Beach, temporary, long-term storage in that manner. Maybe you got long-term projects going on. You want to leave parts out, new frame-up, restorations. Maybe it's a man cave hangout, watch games, have a golf simulator. Business owners, I mean, the uses are endless. Premium uses with premium storage for premium possessions to be valued and protected. Go to theshed.com and schedule your appointment today or call 555-3195. It's theshedjacks.com. That's theshedjacks.com.
Our slogan, Know Before You Blow, applies to more than just DUI cases. Hi, I'm attorney Lee Lockett of Lockett Law. Battery charges can result in jail time and criminal convictions too, so know before you blow a gasket and hit a loved one or a stranger. Drug crimes like possession of marijuana and cocaine will land you in cuffs too, so know before you blow. In a boating under the influence case, you also have the option to blow or not to blow. So know your options. Know before you blow. Go to knowbeforeyouBlow.com now. Offices Jacksonville.
Now that's what I call high quality H2O. If you want high quality water in your home at a fair price that won't scare you to death, then talk to someone who knows water and is not a pushy salesman. Contact your local water boy Keith. I install premium equipment and can repair or even rebuild your existing system. In a business known for aggressive sales tactics, let me show you how my approach is different. If you've got any water problems, contact the water boy at waterboyjack.com.
Post-Game Monday on 1010XL is brought to you by Dandy Foods, makers of quality fresh sandwiches and home of the good stuff.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to website CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
Looking for an affordable and fast oil change? Well, Big Chief Tire has you covered. Frank Frangie here. Right now, take $10 off your next oil change at any of their 5 convenient locations. Their skilled technicians will keep your car running smoothly so you can hit the road with confidence. Whether it's routine maintenance or a more extensive service, Big Chief Tire is here to help. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule your appointment and take advantage of this great deal. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
Jaguars fans, want to meet some of your favorite players? Coke Florida, Publix Supermarkets, and the Jags are giving you the chance. Join 1010XL at Publix, 170 Village Commons Drive, St. Augustine, Tuesday, November 19th at 5. For autographs, pictures, raffles, and more. Get off the sidelines and get to Publix to grab an ice-cold Coca-Cola, Coke Zero Sugar, or any of your favorite Coca-Cola beverages using Publix digital app. The Jaguars and Coke Florida. There's magic when we cheer together at Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Ride the hurricane wave as the storm brews in South Beach.
Keeping you closer to the U with news and notes from the Orange and Green on the Hurricane Report on 1010XL.
Brought to you by Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
Now at Hodges Mazda, the 2024 Mazda CX-30 2.5S is ready for any adventure. Lauren Brooks here. Lease it today for just $275. Or enjoy 0% APR for 36 months on the stylish 2025 Mazda 3 hatchback. A fun drive with sleek design. Experience the Hodges Mazda difference with their non-commissioned sales team whose focus is solely on you. Plus, all new car purchases include the Hodges Mazda Protection Plan. Visit them at HodgesMazda.com or stop in today during Mazda's A Season to Move You event. See dealer for details. Terms and fees apply for qualified applicants. Expires December 2nd, 2024.
You don't have to be a football star to get a signing bonus. The team at Republic Services needs your skills, and they're paying up to $5,000 for you to join the roster. You'll be joining a winner. As an essential business, the Republic Services trucks have not stopped rolling with hourly and weekly pay and better benefits and vacation packages than the rest of the league. Driver trainees, $1,000 sign-on bonus. CDL drivers, $3,000. Diesel mechanics, $5,000 bonus. Join the winning team at Republic Services today. Visit republicservices.com.
Equal opportunity employer.
Hey, David again with Royal Pest Services. TAP Insulation stands for thermal, acoustic, and pest control. Keep your home cool, noise out, and pests dead. Visit RoyalPestServices.com to schedule a free inspection.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, another great guest on the Garber Auto Mall phone line.
Hello.
We can wiggle it. It's Hall of Fame Monday with Tony Baselli. Brought to you by Heritage Roofing of North Florida. Hall of Fame Quality Roofing Solutions.
Oh, yeah. PFHOF number 355. He's number 71 in your program. He's number 1 in your heart. He's Don Anthony Baselli Jr. Boy, we got a lot to sort through here as we sort of are on. It is what it is at this point, Tone. I'm not going to sit here and pepper you with questions about who should stay and who should go. You know, we're all of the same ilk. I'm not asking, I'd fire everyone today. I'd fire him today. Part of me
felt
wants
like Peterson made the announcement himself with his press conference. Yeah. It's just the tone of voice and the things he said.
Part of me wants him to sit and finish the year because they're making money by getting fired, and I don't like that either. But anyway, but what a terrible performance yesterday.
Worst in franchise history, Tone.
Yeah,
across the board.
Yeah. I mean, it's. I'm not even sure what you say.
Yeah, it's like not even worth revisiting the game. The game is like just into the nether regions of nothingness. It doesn't have an impact on anything. You may as well just.
Well,
there's nothing to take out of it. Okay.
Here, I think it impacts me from the standpoint of that's not how you show up.
Right.
I mean, Detroit's a very good football team.
Sure.
There's no doubt about it. And yes, we were without our starting quarterback. No doubt about it. But you had all 11 starters on defense.
Yeah.
And most on offense.
Yeah.
Missing one guy, Christian Kirk.
Well, you missed Tank Bigsby. That's a big loss. And you missed Trevor Lawrence. So you missed 3 guys, but fine. Everyone has injuries. My goodness, they were missing their tight end.
Right.
Didn't slow them down. And so, I mean, yeah, it was my frustration with that yesterday. Is it didn't feel like being there, and it didn't, to the eye test of watching it, seemed like there was much fight.
Right.
And I get it. Certain teams are better than others. Certain teams have great days and you have bad days. All that. But in the NFL, you're not supposed to give up 7 straight drives with 7 straight touchdowns where it's really not hard. I mean, at one point, I think it was 28-3, and they'd had only converted 3 third downs because they only had 4 third downs that they ran.
Right.
Or something like that, something ridiculous. And so that's, and so, I think this is this is those moments, and this is a year where a lot of people came into this season with high expectations, we heard a lot of talk about the talent of this team and what they could do, and I think a lot of people felt really good about, the opportunity that the team had.
Yeah.
And at 2-9, I mean, you could argue it's the most disappointing season in the history of the franchise.
No question.
Based on the investment the owner made. Shad made a huge investment this offseason. I mean, he's given every resource that you could ask for to a team.
That they did ask for. He gave them it all.
Everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to show up like that on a Sunday in November.
Yeah.
By the way, in a market where Shad has some peers, right? He's got that's a bad place to lose for Shad Khan, Tony. It's Detroit. That's where the bumper business is. It's his area. It was especially embarrassing for him yesterday. I promise you.
Well, I don't know. You'd have to ask Shad that.
Yeah,
but
that's
my
fair.
guess is that game could be on.
When will
the
that be?
moon.
Like January 28th? We'll have that opportunity, or
that game could be played on the moon. It would be embarrassing. I mean, it doesn't matter where it happens in the NFL. I mean, everyone knows about it. Everyone sees it.
No hide.
And that's the frustrating part is, I mean, you just sit back and you watch that. And losing, there's no shame in losing if you go out and give great effort and you go fly around and you play your tail off. And sometimes the other team has it going, like I said. They have more talent. They're in a role, whatever. They're playing better. That happens in all sports. But here's the thing that I don't have much tolerance for, is you got to compete.
Mm-hmm.
You have one job. You get paid to play the most beautiful game ever created. And you have an opportunity. Every guy dreamed of doing that growing up. I know I did. And you have an opportunity. You only have 17 of them a year. And you don't know how many you're going to have in your career. Trust me, it can end really quick.
Mm-hmm.
And just not to compete. And that's the frustrating part.
Tony, is there too much motivation by the scoreboard? Like, I think listen, the stats aren't incredibly different from allowing 12 last week, but you kept getting lucky or a turnover here or there. But the Vikings control the ball, they control the play, they control the play clock. Everything but the points.
But I think that was actually, Jeff. I disagree. I thought yesterday was much different than any game. I mean, Buffalo was the closest on Monday night.
99 points in those two games.
I guess what I'm saying, though, is because of the points, Tone.
Well, it's the points. This is the biggest yard differential since 1979.
That's
they
so
had
embarrassing.
645 yards of offense, and their starters didn't play in the fourth quarter.
I thought we would have been challenged to beat Hendon Hooker and Vaki. I thought Hendon Hooker and Vaki were moving the ball against us fairly well. Tony, it's full circle in a way for you, and thinking about it, 30 years ago we were up there and we were part of that 44-0 game, and this was worse. They were taking knees with 5 minutes to go. I know you've relived that a few times with Wayne Fonts and stuff. I mean, this was just, I mean, like, and I don't know what they're supposed to say, but And listen, I'm all for getting you can't keep the coaches should go, but the players have to have some accountability too, right? I mean, they got to have some accountability for, like you said, it's the way they performed. I mean, it's just, it has to be unacceptable, man. And to sit there and say we need a break, and I know what are you going to say, but gosh, we need a break.
Yeah, I mean,
the fans need a break. Yeah, I mean, holy cow.
After a game like that, you can't.
There's not much to say.
The comments that are made, what are they supposed to say?
Yeah.
You're embarrassed. You're not happy. I mean, I mean, the sense I get, and I've got this sense for a number of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
It just feels like we're lost.
Yes,
We're out in the wilderness.
They seem dead in the locker room. Just listening to doing the post game show and listening to everybody talk.
Well, that's because the Lions killed them.
Yeah, they seem dead. They seem dead.
Well, but I think, to me, it's been going on. This is just. I mean, when you lose like this, this is kind of indication of bigger issues.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you're 2-9,
yeah,
and the investments that were made, we talked about, and the expectations, when you fall so far below.
I mean, there's little Tony underlying, things like, again, and we've brought this up before, but again, the 48th pick in the draft, he's up, but we don't know if we're going to be able to get him in. Why? You telling me he's not as good as the guys that are playing that, with all due respect, stink? I mean, it makes no sense at all. The way they move the chess pieces, what they do, who they sold us as being good. None of them are any good, Tone. The only thing we've learned is that maybe Trevor's better than we thought, and maybe he's been keeping this ship somewhat together because,
or at least
the backup quarterback play is abysmal.
Or at least taking too much heat for what's been wrong.
Or whatever it may be. I don't know, but my gosh, dude.
Well, I mean, I think in situations in a season like this, and then it's just highlighted in yesterday's game, I mean, you got to evaluate everything. I mean, you got to just step back and evaluate the whole thing. And I'm not going to, I'm not going to speak to, I know. I have a hard time because, I mean, when we talk about things and I hear people on the radio, and this is the job of you guys, and this is the job of the media and fans, I get it. But, talking about guys getting fired and so on. So it's hard for me because, I mean, listen, there's consequences.
Sure.
And we're all being judged, and it's a high-performing business, and the outcome matters.
Right. Results-oriented.
Judged by wins.
Results-oriented.
I don't like speaking to.
Of course, I get it.
There's one person who's going to make that decision.
I get it. That's fair.
And that's Shad Khan.
It becomes inevitable for us. We try and take that same tack too, Tony, for a long time, right?
And I get that.
Longer than the fans. No, I get it. I didn't take it as a criticism, but it's a fair point because people.
I hate it for the organization because where we are.
Right.
And I love that place.
I know you do.
And it pains me. And it was like it was awful yesterday. It was absolutely awful.
Yes.
Sitting there watching that and talking about the team I love and care about.
Mm-hmm.
And I just hate it for the guys. There's a part of me that hates it for every guy in that locker room and every coach and everyone in the front office because they have families and this is their livelihood and everything else. But at the same time, you got to step back and you got to look at the whole thing and say, okay, how did we get here?
Yeah.
Like what went off the rails?
Yeah.
And what is the underlying issue? Because I think you everyone in this business and probably in life wants the quick fix.
Mm-hmm.
And they want, what's the magic thing that we need to do that if we just do this, everything's going to be okay.
Well, tell me one thing that you think how we got here. Because nobody saw this coming. Nobody saw 2-9 and the worst team in the NFL. Jaguars have the worst record in the NFL. They're the number one pick in the draft with 6 games to go. And we can sit here all we want and say, we're not going to. We might. We damn sure might. Tell me, Tony. You tell me.
Question.
Give me a couple things in your mind that you're like, and I'm not saying necessarily one particular move, but why is this team so bad?
Dan, I'm not going to answer it directly because I think I want to sit back and reflect and think about it.
I mean, I can tell you it's a combination of everything. I get that.
Right. It's not one thing. I mean, but I think, if you go back.
But you were saying, how did we sit here and reflect? How did we get here? And I'm sure we've all done that.
I think you got to go back to, you look at last year. I mean, we lost 6 or 7.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of thought that was due to injuries, and I'm sure injuries had something to do with that.
Right.
But you went in, and you felt, I think everyone felt like we were closer than maybe we were. And I think you got to look at, the decisions that were made and guys that were brought in and, how we structured it and just the overall process that we went through in evaluating where we were and try to learn from it.
Yeah.
Because the reality is it's not good enough and it's not okay.
Right.
And we should not be in this situation right now because, and I go back to Shad. I mean, Shad is going to make the decision, and it's his right to make whatever decision he makes. It's the team he invested in. And one thing I will say about Shad Khan, and always will, to me, if I go back when playing for an organization, Shad is the owner you want because he gives you all the tools you need to be good, and he's not afraid to invest in the facilities and in the team. I mean, this is not a situation where we have an owner who's skimping and not
right.
You can't question his desire to win.
Okay.
And that's what I get bothered when I hear people say, oh, it's Shad or this or, but as an owner, the investment is there. So then you have to step back and say, okay, we have an owner who's willing to invest and give the organization all the tools that are needed to have success.
He just needs better people in place. Look, if I answer that question that Hicken asked, and it's a more delicate question for you than it is us, but Hick, here's what I think it is. The number one thing that's happened in the last 3 years. Amon-Ra St. Brown is a 4th-round draft pick.
Yeah.
We've gotten no stardom at all from rounds 2 through 7.
Yeah.
With nothing. And we may even get a 3-game blip of somebody, but I mean true developing core stars. The only ones we have are first-round picks.
Yeah.
Look at who they paid.
Yeah.
And so to me, you can't year after year use 25 draft picks from rounds 2 to 7 and not get 3 or 4 impactful players. They've gotten, I could argue, none.
Yeah.
And in an effort to prove you've made the right picks, you stew in your own mediocrity with names like Cisco or pick one.
Yeah, but you can say that. But when I say it's a combination of things, then I go look at our free agency haul where we brought in these guys from, quote, winning programs because they're going to show us how to win. And really, outside of Mitch Morse, we haven't gotten much from any of those guys this year.
If you're not developing that young core, though, where you're just piecemealing in, and that's not your what defines your success, we're left with a position because of no emerging young talent that these free agent pieces have to define what we are, and that's risky rolling the dice on old guys. Anyway, Tony, just too old rambling.
It's a combination because I think Jeff, your point is really a strong one in the sense that you have to develop guys, and this is a league with a salary cap, and so you have to draft young players and develop them if you're going to have success. But also, you got to. Free agency is important, and you can plug in a guy here or there to make a difference. You need to do both. And I'll go look at the Detroit Lions because a lot's been made about that. And I know, having Mark up there and talking to him about how they do things and what they do. But I won't even forget me knowing Mark because I'll set aside everything Mark's told me.
Okay.
But looking at how they do, I think it starts with identifying of who you want to be and what is the culture and what's your identity, and then you build towards that. And I'll never forget when Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell got hired. Everyone made fun of Dan Campbell. He's a meathead.
Tony, let me take that because I want you to keep going with that. But I want to tell you that in 2021, 7 NFL coaches were hired. Right, the only 2 who are left were 2 who everybody made fun of, Sirianni and Campbell. Now, they're still making fun of Sirianni, but those 2 may meet in the NFC Championship game. They didn't, quote, win their press conferences, right? So it is amazing that those are the 2 who are left. Meanwhile, we had hired Urban that year, but we can go on and on. But continue your thought about Detroit.
And so they brought and everyone made fun of them. But I remember watching, and I'm probably biased because I do think guys who played the game have a different perspective. And Dan Campbell is who he is. He's a hard-nosed, tough-minded individual who believes the game of football is supposed to be played a certain way. And that's with big, tough people. And you play physical. And what they do, they went invested in those areas. They invested in the offensive line. Penei Sewell was their first pick. They invested in the run game. Everyone laughed, why are you taking Jahmyr Gibbs, especially ahead of Bijan Robinson, and back that early? Because they had made a decision that this is who we're going to be. We're going to run the ball. Everyone talks about Ben Johnson. He's a great play caller. Great play caller. But it is built on running the ball and play action pass. And so they built and got guys who fit who they wanted to be, tough-minded individuals. You talk about Amon-Ra St. Brown. That is one of the toughest dudes on the field.
Yeah.
He had that coming out of USC, tough, physical-minded. Maybe a little undersized, maybe doesn't run 4.3, but he fits what we want to do and who we want to be. And so there's a conviction of what our identity is going to be and how we're going to play the game, and then you build it that way. And Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell, and then you had Chris Spielman involved in whatever role he had. So they just made a decision. This is who we're going to be, and we're going to build this way. And they started the season 0-10.
Yeah.
And I think if you go back and look at this, one of the things that I remember, because I thought when Dan Campbell hired Anthony Lynn as his offensive coordinator, a guy who had not really called plays before, I thought that was interesting. And it ended up being a mistake. You know what Dan Campbell did 8-9 games into the season?
Changed
As a first-year head coach who just got paid a bunch of money to rebuild it, he fired his offensive coordinator and said, I made a mistake. I'm moving on.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't sit there and wallow in it, didn't, make excuses. He owned it, and said, we're going to move on. And he promoted Ben Johnson, who was on his staff as a tight end coach. Now,
been a pretty good move.
Did he get lucky? Or whatever? It doesn't matter. He knew he made a mistake, and he said, okay, this is what we're going to be. And I think if you look at that, and I can go across the league of successful people who have had success in how they do it. Jim Harbaugh is another great example. Everyone laughed. He said, I'm going to draft skill players, offensive linemen. They're the most important. He went in there and changed the culture of the Los Angeles Chargers. So
Tony, let me ask you a question before we run out of time. We've already kept you a bunch here. Look. Most.
So I'm not. But let me finish real quick.
Yeah, sorry.
And this is me less making a comment about our organization and what we've done or not done. But I think that's the look you have to take. You have to step back and look at the entire operation. Because when you're 2-9 and you struggle season after season, we've struggled the last two. We made a great run in 22 at the end, but we struggled the first half of that season.
Listen.
And so I think you have to step back and look at the entire thing and evaluate every single thing, and then make that determination. This is who we're going to be. This is how we're going to play. This is how we're going to, and you bring the people in to fit who you are and what you're going to be.
And I will say this, for whatever change is coming, and it appears inevitable that major changes are coming, and let's just, for argument's sake, focus on the coaching part. Look, most blow-ups, most teams that have a top 5 pick have god-awful quarterback situations. Jim Harbaugh didn't have that. Despite the Chargers going dormant for a year, he didn't have that with Justin Herbert. Whatever direction this franchise goes, whoever takes over this team is going to have the benefit of a much more proven, productive quarterback than most have in that situation. Is that fair?
Listen, I'm a big believer. I'm still a believer in Trevor Lawrence. And I think Trevor Lawrence, I've said it, and I'm not going to, I'm still in the boat of, and I still have a strong conviction that Trevor Lawrence, you can win a Super Bowl with Trevor Lawrence. He's a talented young player. Now, did he play great this year when he was in there? Not all the time. But, he's your quarterback. He's your friend. You made that investment. And I think he is good enough and talented enough and has the right makeup to be a guy who can help lead this organization to where it wants to get. And so, absolutely, Jeff, you have to step back and say, okay, he's our quarterback, so let's make sure we understand what does he do great, who he is, and let's build around that, because that is, at the end of the day, he's your franchise quarterback. And I think whatever happens, and I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe everyone's coming back next year and there's changes on the staff. I have no idea. But the bottom line is, whoever's here, if it's Doug and Trent, if it's somebody else, if it's the man on the moon, you got to step back and start at the very foundation of, what is our identity? How do we want to play football? What is the culture? All those things, and say, okay, we're going to build it this way. And a big part of that, you have to think about your quarterback. And I think it starts now, because Trevor Lawrence, I don't know the severity of it, but he has a shoulder injury. Does he need surgery or not? I don't know. I've heard everything in the media. Everyone says everything. I have no idea. But the bottom line is, you got to start thinking about that right now. Of how do we handle the last 6 games with Trevor Lawrence? The last 6 games with Trevor Lawrence. Because you better be ready to go into that next offseason. And you got to have whether it's Doug and Trent or whoever, the mentality is we got to, okay, let's get to the foundation. We got to think about, what are we building here, and how are we going to do this, and how do we want to play football in the years to come?
All right, my man. Well, you'll be on later with Pete. All right, is that on? Is that a go?
I said that last week.
I know
you. Wrong.
Yeah.
I apologize. We are on today, and I will be on today.
All right, bro. Appreciate you, man. Thank you, Tom.
Yeah. All right.
There he goes, Don Anthony Baselli.
That's Breakfast with Baselli. We'll do the 10-minute drill. I want to hit on Look, we're going to have to make some determination here when it comes to where we've gotten as sports fans in betting and some of what's being presented as, quote, competition.
Mm-hmm.
And I say this based on this Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight. I got no problem with throwing it together. I have no problem with staying up and watching it. There should be no betting on a fight like that.
Yeah.
That's like betting on WWE, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying it's wrong the way the fight went down and what it was. And I've got my opinions and thoughts on that from an idiot who stayed up through sketchy service until 12:45 and watched the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Gator football, probably the most impressive win under Billy Napier. He's only had 3. This is probably the most impressive of the 3. Gator basketball went on the road with Todd Golden into the Lions Den. So we've got some thoughts there, football thoughts and more. You're listening to The Drill. We got Fred Taylor just 45 minutes out as well. It is a Monday morning quarterback, divorcemenonly.com.
He may have started his career somewhere else, but he found his home in Duval.
Join me, Jeff Loggeman, for Check to Tape Tuesday on Jaguars Today.
Brought to you by Jack's Napa Auto Care Group.com. Go to the pros Napa know-how on 1010XL.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Hey, when it comes to insurance, I think we all think kind of the same way. We pay a lot of monthly premiums, and we sometimes add that up in our head and go, man, that's a lot of money. So if something happens, we need you. You need to be there. That's what the Kaproskis do. Craig and Chris Kaprosky take care of all of our insurance needs. And when I say take care of, I mean it, right? Something happens, you call them, they get you answers immediately. Even if they don't answer the phone, they call you right back. It's called customer service, and it's something that is very important to the Kaproskis. And if it's homeowners, auto, flood, boat, small business, Kaproskis will be there for you at your time of need. And I tell you this from experience. We use the Kaproskis all the time. We just changed our homeowners with the Kaproskis. It turned out they saved us money, which is hard to do in this day and age. It's not always about that, though. But go ahead and get that insurance checkup today. Easy to get a hold of them. Craig.Kaprosky at goosehead.com. It's Craig.Kaprosky, K-O-P-R-O-S-K-I at goosehead.com, or call 478-8422. That's 478-8422.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
Jaguars fans, want to meet some of your favorite players? Coke Florida, Publix Supermarkets, and the Jags are giving you the chance. Join 1010XL at Publix, 170 Village Commons Drive, St. Augustine, Tuesday, November 19th at 5. For autographs, pictures, raffles, and more. Get off the sidelines and get to Publix to grab an ice-cold Coca-Cola, Coke Zero Sugar, or any of your favorite Coca-Cola beverages using Publix digital app. The Jaguars and Coke Florida. There's magic when we cheer together at Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
This is Tony Baselli, Pro Football Hall of Famer. I was known for protecting our quarterback. These days, I'm extending that protection to a different arena, your home. I have partnered with Heritage Roofing of North Florida, your premier local roofers with over 25 years of experience. Heritage is your go-to roofer for hurricane preparation with same-day inspections and estimates. They also work with all insurance companies. Let Heritage Roofing of North Florida safeguard your home and family. Visit heritagenfl.com for your free estimate today.
State license CCC 1335410.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life. Go!
family, football, and Friday night traditions connect the past with the present.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Friday Night Lights.
With Hacker and Andrew Gibson, presented by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning on 1010XL.
Hey, Hicken for America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with more than 5 million active members. It's Prize Picks. Man, it's so much fun. All you got to do is pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch the winnings roll. You can do 2, you can do 3, 4, 5. And by the way, when you hit, which they usually do, you get your money in as quick as 15 minutes. You know why? Prize Picks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. I like Sundays as fun days, but every day, jump on tonight if you want. But here's the deal. If you're not on Prize Picks, if you haven't downloaded the Prize Picks app, what are you waiting for? Use code JAX, J-A-X. They'll give you $50 when you play 5. That's code JAX on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks, man. Run your game.
Roland Reich Plumbing. There when you need them. Big or small plumbing problem, call Roland Reich Plumbing anytime at 260-7059. 260-7059. Where quality and experience count.
Grab your lucky spot on the couch, because traditions make Sunday easy to enjoy. Bud Light, easy to Sunday, easy to enjoy. Bud Light is the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch. Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
These are interesting economic times. That's why it's so important to have someone you can count on. That's ITP Partners. Jacksonville folks taking care of our Jacksonville money. Experience? You best believe you want to give your hard-earned money to folks you trust. Jeff Hartman, Chris Bryan, Dan Abel, Reed Wingate, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reagan Wright have the expertise and knowledge to help clients in their financial lives, focusing on investment management, financial planning, and risk management. ITP Partners, financial partners for life. Securities offered through American Portfolios Financial Services, Inc. Member FINRA SIPC.
This is Josh Woolsey with Woolsey Morecambe. When deciding what lawyer to trust with your car accident or injury case, the most reliable way is reviews and results. You want to be treated well, and you want a great result. Woolsey Morecambe's reviews speak for themselves, and I challenge any firm to compare results. We offer the resources of a large law firm and the customer service of a boutique practice. If you want to be treated right and want great results, call Woolsey Morecambe at 1-800-WOOLSEY. Offices, Jacksonville.
This is Dr. Steve Crenshaw, Assistant Team Physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Jag head coach Doug Peterson remarked on how formidable the Lions played on offense.
That's a good team. Yeah, they're rolling. Jared's playing really good, and you can see how this team has really come together.
Former Jag running back Fred Taylor looks for the team to change it up during the break.
You know, what we've been doing hasn't worked to date. Let's try something different. Let's try and get creative.
Following the shellacking the Jags took from the Lions, defensive end Josh Hines-Allen expressed his feelings.
Right now, man, the feelings are, we angry. You know, self-inflicted. Watch the tape, figure out what it is. And again, like I said earlier, today was not our day.
At your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguar Update, I'm Sam Nelson.
XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
Brought to you by
Advanced Business Solutions.
Your local authorized Xerox deal on 1010XL.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Hit it.
You know, Dan, they're coming at me in waves of negativity. I refuse to allow it. If you look at the topsoil of my sports soul, of my fandom, look at it through a microscope, through the topsoil there, through the loam. Just starting to, there's a little green little sprout there, E.T. Just trying to poke its little green sprouty head above that topsoil, desperate for the sunshine and perhaps rain to bring it to life. That little tiny little glimpse in it's optimism, Dan. It's Gator optimism. For the first time in 4 years, legitimate, just the sprout. We haven't grown. We haven't popped up out with a time-lapse camera and grown a big oak tree there on the mighty campus. But I feel, and I know you can pick apart some time of possession and, and so it didn't feel like these Jaguars lopsided time of possessions, even as it was happening, I guess. I just feel a thoroughness of a youthful roster core and some in-game decision-making that's tightening up a little bit. And he's had one big win each year. This one feels a little bit more legitimate. I don't know if it's because they've been more competitive with Upper or if it's because, for the first time, this success is going to have the instruments in place moving forward. Like it's just come in the little bit of success they've had has been, Trayvon Grimes or, just guys that are gone, right? Or they transfer out. But it feels like for the first time, a group that has experienced at least some measures of success are going to be able to stay together and try and build on that moving forward. And, of course, with the quarterback, obviously, Lagway's just one of those guys that's going to be a difference maker or can be a difference maker if you give him a chance.
Well, they say you should never keep a coach because of one player, but if there's one player you should keep a coach for, it's DJ Lagway. He's incredible. I think he's got – honestly, I think that the release that DJ Lagway has – might be the best one I've seen since Dan Marino. This guy gets rid of he did not get sacked. He could not run. And it may help him in the long run because he stayed in that pocket like a champion. And he was it's a beautiful thing to watch. Now, look, there are times, there are moments where, if LSU had caught the ball, it could have went the other way, but they didn't. And he makes throw after throw after throw. He's one of the best long throwers of a football that I've seen in college football. And he's a true freshman. I keep coming back to that. This guy, again, the ceiling for this kid and what he can accomplish over this next 3 years in Gainesville, he could leave there with the fourth statue, is what I'm trying to tell you. He could leave there with a place next to Spurrier, Werfel, Tebow, Lagway. To me, that's what I've seen from this kid, and I was happy for Billy Napier. You know what? He's taken obviously just weighs a ton of grief, deservedly so. But the defense, boy, they could not get off the field on those third and longs. It was driving me nuts. But with that said, just a great win. And most importantly, I was happy for the people who man, they get it down there every week. 90,000 plus, packed house. They scream their lungs out. They go and they go and they go, and they finally got one. And they got to enjoy that. And it's such a good feeling for all of Gator Nation. So I was happy for Gator Nation, too.
Lagway is certainly the story nationally, but it's another freshman, Jaden Ball, that continues to make big plays. He had a 55-yarder to put the game away. And the Florida defense, and you can cynically say because of so many third downs allowed, so many plays run, had 7 sacks of LSU on Saturday. And if you don't think that's a big deal, those 7 sacks are the same number of sacks LSU had given up in the previous 8 games combined.
Yeah, by the way,
they're the least sacked team in the league.
Which means the Jags will be drafting that left tackle, so that's a bad sign right there.
Well, look, here is why, and then we'll move on. Here is why the Gator optimism is hitting a little different for me this time.
Mm-hmm.
The guys running around making plays, except for Badger, are all back.
Mm-hmm.
Every one of them. Every one of those, the Searcy's and the Saps and the Banks and you can, listen, I'll find 2 or 3.
They're not all back.
Most of them are.
Sap doesn't have to be. I don't think Banks has to be.
Okay, hold on. Have eligibility to return. Are these first-round draft picks?
No, but.
Well, are you?
It depends what they're. Listen, some of them they're done. Some are gone. The defensive tackles.
Well, that's what I'm talking.
A lot of them.
I'm talking about eligibility wise. They're not losing the amount of. Now, good. You got to hold on to them.
Yeah.
I'm not discounting transfer portal or anything else, but I'm just saying, as eligibility goes, it's the best shape they've been. If the guys making plays are all, or at least eligible to return. Badger's the only, big time impact player who would leave.
Yeah, I would think that they. If I were in charge of, if I was the general manager of the University of Florida, because that's what the NFL has become, on my transfer portal list, I'm looking for defensive tackles, I'm looking for playmaking wide receivers, and I'm looking for the offensive line should be pretty good, but I'm always looking for an offensive lineman. So, but yeah, a lot of defensive backs are back, all the linebackers are back. That's one of the reasons why they decided to keep Billy Napier. But the most important reason is DJ Lagway.
Oh, for sure.
And so while some are speculating, that, well, he's going to get A&M's going to offer him $4 million, and maybe they will. But he turned down more money on signing day with A&M.
He seems Gator,
and he seems like he's committed to the program and to the coach for 3 years. So
and his family, man.
Yeah,
his family.
No,
loves
I think that's wishful thinking of he'll stick around.
Now, with all that said, it's
Let me
very
ask you-
important that they win one more game and get to a bowl. This is an important thing. And boy, the Tax Slayer Bowl is the perfect one. If I'm the Tax Slayer Bowl, because the Gator fans will come in droves to watch DJ Lagway play in a bowl game, and that's a night game. Florida's a good brand. I would be like, come on, SEC, you guys have, we need this. This is ours. No, you're not going to Orlando. In all likelihood, you'd be 6-6, but you could be 7-5.
Last question, then we'll move on. We'll come back. I do want to talk about that Tyson Jake Young, the phenomenon that we saw, because I think there's going to be more of that moving forward. But anyway, back to one last thing. I forget what I was going to say. I've lost my train of thought. That gummit.
All right. So anyway, that's where they are, and it was. I'm one win away from a tomahawk steak, but I'm most happy of all the Gators.
I know what it is.
Of all the Gators, I'm most happy for it's Chris Doering, because he finally won the LSU bet. I mean, LSU Jerry's got to send me some video, and I'll be posting it and making fun of him. But Chris Doering, who has lost year after year after year to that Peter whatever's Worms guy, is finally can get him. And all
right, I'm going to ask you a question as to the totality of everything. The Florida Gators, in a rare occurrence, play the exact same schedule next year.
Yeah.
Right? Play the same.
Sure
This year they're going to be, I would say, 6-6. I don't know what's going to happen against Ole Miss, but I'll give you the shoes off my feet right now and walk barefoot for the next 30 years. FSU stinks, and Florida is motivated and focused. They're going to beat the hell out of them. So we're getting to 6-6 in a bowl. What do you think their record will be next year? Sight unseen.
With everybody's back, Lagway's there.
Well, for sure.
I think they can win. I think it goes up to like 9-10 games.
Right? And now beat a Georgia or I'm not predicting that, but and that's why if you look under the topsoil of my sports soul, you can see a little sprout of green starting to come up.
I like that. All right.
It's turn to the 8 o'clock hour. We got Fred Taylor this hour.
Yes.
More thoughts on what certainly feels like dead man walking here in town. And the fight that, I don't know, was but wasn't. All that and more as we reach halftime here on the Monday morning quarterback edition of The Drill, brought to you by DivorceMenOnly.com.
Hit me up right now. I got that razzle dazzle as well.
What you got, E?
Oh, I got to enjoy a free bowl for you and a friend from Flame Broilers. Flame Broilers. Anytime, any Jacksonville location.
Hey,
yep.
Can you get memorabilia at Flame Broilers?
No, you can't get the M word from Flame Broilers. All you got to do is hit me up right now, 904-641-1010.
Get closer to campus and the biggest games of the weekend.
I'm Matt Hayes. We'll break down the players, games, and storylines
on the Bueller Air and Plumbing College Kickoff, Friday evening at 6. Brought to you by Sonny's Barbecue on 1010XL. Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
Hey, Hicken here with a message from Zero Res. Man, you love this time of the year. We reflect on things that matter the most. It's our families, our homes, our holidays, and football too. Boy, Zero Res is grateful for all you good people at Jacksonville, and they want to thank you. So to get ready for the holidays, book today, and Zero Res will clean your carpets, $49 a room. Plus, they'll give you 25% off your tile cleaning. Man, this one fills up fast. So book now on both the carpet and the tile. Zero Res, you spell it forward. Zero Res, you spell it backwards. Zero Res, it's the right way to clean.
The inflation fighter is back and saving you thousands at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. Mia here, and right now at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned, just $500 down and $288 per month gets you a pre-owned 2021 Toyota Corolla. Or you choose a pre-owned 2021 Camry, RAV4, or Tacoma for just $500 down and $388 per month. You also get no payments till January 2025. It's all at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. Shop in person, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, or online at arlingtontoyota.com.
You've probably heard the saying, it's not how hard you get hit, it's whether or not you get back up. Well, I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and I have a saying of my own. If you get hit with a personal injury or wrongful death, hit back and fight to make them pay. At Hastings Injury Law, we have the experience you want if you or a loved one suffer a car or trucking accident or wrongful death. Just call 904-HIT-BACK and we'll help you get up and hit back. Office is Jacksonville.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
Aren't you just happy when you can handle all your needs in one location? Well, introducing Allstate agent Mandy Bowers in Mandarin. Whether it's home, life, business, or auto, Mandy covers it all. In fact, bundling policy is a great way to add extra savings. Mandy and her crew can do that. Allstate is offering lower auto insurance rates this year. Mandy can do that. You need to give Mandy Bowers a call in her Mandarin office, because when it comes to getting it all done under one roof, Mandy can do that.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
What's happening, sports bettors? It's your boy E to the T, and I hope everybody had a profitable betting weekend. But y'all know what tonight is. Monday Night Football, and we have an old-fashioned Texas duel. The Houston Texans travel to Dallas to take on them boys, and Cowboys, that is. Both of these teams have had major injuries and have been terrible lately. This game smells for real, and could definitely go under the 42.5 over-under total. Who would have thought the Cowboys are 7.5-point underdogs at home? Joe Mixon will likely be running and catching all over the Cowboys in this game. I'm looking to bet a same-game parlay and put all my chips on Mixon for an anytime touchdown and bet the over on Mixon receiving yards. Guys, my bookie has the best sign-up bonus in the industry for Florida bettors. Our listeners can sign up using my promo code 1010XL and claim that double deposit bonus on your very first deposit up to $1,000. That's promo code 1010XL to claim that double deposit bonus. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with my bookie. Come on, somebody.
Get closer to nature.
Trying to get close to these bucks out here.
Jeff Lageman, Captain Kevin Favor, and Captain Kirk Walls. The Nimnicht Outdoor Show. Presented by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. Saturday morning, 7 to 10 on 1010XL.
Hey, it's Angela and Brian Wall. How many companies do you know in this day and age that actually want their potential customers to call their competition and get quotes from them?
That's what Window World wants you to do. Window World knows there are other window companies out there, but we also know those other guys. When compared to Window World, they can't offer you the quality at the price that Window World can.
And with Window World, you get the absolute best guarantee there is in the window replacement business.
If anything goes wrong with your new Window World windows, 5 years from now, 10, 15, 50, Window World and I will be there to fix it for you. You get peace of mind with Window World, and to top it off, Window World windows increase the value of your home. So look what you get with Window World. Quality windows, low price, the best guarantee in the business, energy savings, and an increase in the value of your home. A win-win for you.
Call Window World today and get your free in-home estimate, or see them online at windowworldneflorida.com.
Window World, simply the best for less. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
Jaguars fans, want to meet some of your favorite players? Coke Florida, Publix Supermarkets, and the Jags are giving you the chance. Join 1010XL at Publix, 170 Village Commons Drive, St. Augustine, Tuesday, November 19th at 5. For autographs, pictures, raffles, and more. Get off the sidelines and get to Publix to grab an ice-cold Coca-Cola, Coke Zero Sugar, or any of your favorite Coca-Cola beverages using Publix digital app. The Jaguars and Coke Florida. There's magic when we cheer together at Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Stop letting high-interest debt weigh you down. Pay it all off in days thanks to Loan Pronto's new Rapid Equity Loan. Hey, it's Prosser here. Imagine a completely hassle-free way to cash out your home equity. No appraisals, no paperwork, no waiting. Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan uses an AI-driven tech to get you approved for cash in as little as 1 day. One client got $100,000 approved in under 24 hours, wiped out their debt, launched a home improvement project, and is now saving over $1,000 a month. Instant approvals, low fixed rates, fast transfers. Get cash to consolidate all your debt and get a fresh start to the new year. Call Loan Pronto now and see how much you qualify for. Imagine this time next week, you can be credit card debt-free. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. That's 904-999-1508 or loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781 on approved credit, MLS, consumeraccess.org.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by YMCA of the First Coast. For Florida head coach Billy Napier, the win over LSU on Saturday was about resiliency and fundamentals.
Yeah, I think last week was unacceptable. They took ownership of that, and we did some of those things better. We tackled better, we covered them, we played with the right leverage, and we're able to get to the quarterbacks.
The Florida offensive line was crucial for the Gators and quarterback DJ Lagway.
Offensive line played their butt off. We had no sacks. I was limited today, so kudos to those guys.
With his performance in the win over Tennessee, quarterback Carson Beck validated Georgia head coach Kirby Smart's confidence in it.
Carson carries himself well. We see him every day, just based internally on what gives us the best chance to win. Once you realize the guy that's really good in the pocket.
That's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson.
At 8:11, it's 60 degrees. Your time and your temp is brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Well, big news in the NFL this morning. No, not what you're thinking. Daniel Jones benched. Tommy DeVito.
Wow.
Suddenly we have competition for the number 1 overall pick.
Oh, is that what they're shooting? There's not. Is there? Some could sell you Shedeur Sanders. If the Jags get the number 1 pick, you want there to be big time superstars out there because you'll be able to trade it and get more assets. And hopefully you'll have somebody who can use those assets a lot better than how they've been spent here. And, we talked about this with Tony Baselli. It's easy to look at the top of drafts and want more from certain players. But at the end of the day, the reason the Jags have gone backwards the last 2 years is because they failed so miserably in rounds 2 through 7. They've not added any up-and-coming, superstars or, a young nucleus that'll grow together. And then, your free agency just are little, additions to help put you over the top, not the main meat. And the meat's spoiled when it comes to free agency anyway. Oh, no bueno, bro. Did you watch the fight? Were you among the millions who sat through glitches and freeze-ups? And Netflix did a terrible job. They dared to toot their own horn about what a great
it was bad. They weren't ready for all the streaming, and so it was a disaster. I think they reported that it was the second most watched sporting event of the year behind the Super Bowl.
It was a lie. That's a lie.
That's a lie.
Yeah, because here's why. Netflix claims 60 million streams.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about you. I would account for 50 of them. Backing out and going in, trying to actually get coverage from Netflix on this fight between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. So, no, I don't believe there were 60 million people watching that fight.
Mm-hmm.
That's ridiculous. It's 12:15 at night after most people probably gave up after backing out, going in. I mean, seriously, how much did that jump up the stream? I promise you it did. But here nor there, here's what happened. It just kind of crystallized for me on Saturday morning. I started thinking about things we should have thought about beforehand. But, E.T., what we saw on Friday night was just a thumbnail for a Jake Paul video. I got to box my childhood hero and make $30 million. Mm-hmm. And then it was a YouTube. He'd make it a YouTube. Look, am I the only one? If by about round 4, if Jake Paul wanted to hurt that man, he could have hurt him. Am I alone there?
No, you're not, man. Like, it was sad to see Mike like that, man.
He's too old, man. When he walked into the ring, he looked like Grandpa going to get him a glass of water in the middle of the night to take his arthritis pill.
Yeah, he just had me fooled because all those training videos.
Yeah, right.
It's like there's no way that those two are the same people.
Right. And then it was obviously an exhibition. They were content just to, and he didn't want to embarrass Mikey. But really, this is about Jake Paul getting to box his idol. That's what it's about. This would be like E.T. making a YouTube video trying to stop Lamar Jackson one-on-one and getting paid $30 million. So, I mean, it's genius. I mean, it really is a genius.
Those Paul boys are geniuses.
And you know what? My mind has changed on, he's grown up. He's not the immature, little punky kid that he was when he annoyed everyone. He's grown on me a bit. Certainly genius. I mean, that's a marketing arm. The people that were at this fight,
everybody,
70,000 and all the bigwigs for an exhibition with a 58-year-old.
Yeah.
Don King ain't got nothing on him.
Now, he's done a terrific job, but
Mike was just so old. That should not have been bet on.
It was. I don't know how it was worked out. I don't know how it might have been scripted. I don't know. It was certainly a cash grab. It was certainly, hey, Mike, here's your money. Mike needed the money. He never once looked like the guy in the training video.
No, ever.
Right. So I would have liked to see him go full bore at the guy in the first round and then just stand there for 7 other rounds.
Well, you know what else we took for granted? I don't think this came up much pre-fight, and it probably should have. We talked a lot about a 58-year-old man, and, I'm almost 58. Hicks passed it, and yes, certain of your reaction times might be a little slower. Your balance is a little different. That's all real. That's for a normal 58-year-old man, not one that's been hit in the head 1,000 times. 58-year-old NFL players go into scientific study for CTE. They don't take near the beating that Mike Tyson took in his life. So not only is a 59-year-old man getting into the ring at midnight, but a 59-year-old man who's, gosh knows what kind of damage his brain has incurred through these years. And also, by the way, maybe if I'm betting on the fight, maybe I should know that Tyson had an ACL injury. He's going to be wearing a knee brace. That would have been nice to know as well. We can separate this as an entertainment vehicle and this as a gambling opportunity. And I know some people, bet on Jake Paul to win by decision or however it is you did it. But just understand, you bought a lottery ticket with that wagering. That shouldn't be wagered on, should it?
You know what else was a great moment in the Jags game yesterday, I thought, when they had a 2nd and 2, and, you saw ETN kind of kick it to the outside, and you're like, oh, great, he's going to get some yards here, and then all of a sudden he just got thrown down.
Yeah.
And then they had, a 3rd and 1.
Yeah, right up the middle.
And Mitch Morse was out of the game, and Fortner was in, and they ran right behind him. It got stuffed.
Yeah, read the room. It's like they don't know their own team.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, it's different.
It just makes you chuckle.
Doug didn't do it himself any favors. Here's another thing, too. He looks disinterested. I don't know if it's because he's been beaten out of him. Doesn't look like a guy who cares at all that he's about to lose his job. And I'm not saying that he doesn't care. I think he cares about winning or losing. Everybody wants to do a good job. I'm not saying that. But he cooked himself, too. This pretending that none of it was your fault and putting it all on the defense, by the way, which, as the head coach, you hired and put together.
Right.
And to go replace that defense with a worse guy. Ryan Nielsen's the worst defense coordinator we've ever had.
Yeah.
Because this isn't the least talented defense.
Yeah.
Between Aluakin and Allen and Walker, and Armstead, we've had much worse defensive talent that has not been as bad as this. This is the worst assistant coach the team has ever employed. And that is another mark against Doug Peterson, the head coach.
But how is that? Because when he was in Atlanta, didn't he have that defense pretty good in Atlanta?
I
don't know.
Man, I don't get it.
Yeah, it's hard to figure. But, this whole rotational thing, Eric Armstead on the outside is terrible. Yet they continue to put him on the outside. But the fact that the general manager refused, for 3 years we've been screaming to get us another pass rusher, but he won't do it. I'm watching Leonard.
Listen, it's hard to... who's the biggest reason? The biggest reason of all sitting in the GM chair.
Yeah.
Bigger than Peterson and his failures.
Peterson.
It's just as bad.
Peterson cooked his goose on the whole stupid play calling and not handling it correctly, and then starting to spar with the media like it's some kind of joke. And then the owner comes out at the beginning of this year and says, I know who I think should call the plays. Doug, read the room. Hint, hint. It's you. And it's not against press. It's just that that's what you're good at, allegedly. So call the damn plays. And it's gone downhill since then. And then you're going to bow up and stick up for your assistants again. And now you're, I guarantee, listen, I can't tell you how many times this year we've come out and said somebody's got to go after a performance. Well, this one, somebody's got to go. They all got to go. Every one of them should go. No disrespect. It's a results-oriented, maybe it is disrespectful, but too bad. It's a results-oriented business. The results are unbelievably bad. And if you guys went into this season honestly thinking that you were going to win, this is year 4 of Trevor Lawrence. You're supposed to be winning the AFC South for the 3rd time. It's comical. It's comical what it's become for the Jaguars.
Are they? Yeah, for sure. This is it's like a pay-per-view Tyson Jake Paul match. You just feel like you're the foil going in. You're the Washington Generals we are at this point. I'm getting some things on the text line. Is this true?
What's that?
I've got a couple back-to-back, and I'm not saying it is true or not true, but one, it was in the contract that Mike couldn't use uppercuts.
Oh, in the
another. There were penalties if Mike knocked him out in the first round.
Somebody literally just called me and
he
told
makes
me
$20
that.
million if he goes the distance. That's just what I heard. I mean, it's gonna all
I'm
be.
not sure if it's true.
I mean, that's what we're doing. If that's the case, that makes it even worse. And again, you're taking bets on this draft.
Vegas, you're right. Vegas should have thrown it off.
Yeah, they shouldn't be betting on. They shouldn't be allowed to be. All right, let's take a quick time out. It's a Monday morning quarterback, divorcemenonly.com.
Learn the ins and outs and ups and downs of the man under center.
Don't just watch the position, learn the position.
Friday mornings on The Drill. Denny Thompson is
the quarterback whisperer.
Brought to you by Tyson Sound and Security and George Moore Chevrolet on 1010XL.
This is Chelsea with Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors. Here's what people are saying about working with us.
Installers were professional, courteous, and efficient.
Great customer service. On time, explained the process, and walked me through the installation. Amazing team.
Our experience with Renewal by Anderson was outstanding from the beginning to end.
Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit rbafla.com.
License number CGC 1527613.
Renewal by Anderson, custom windows and doors.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What?
Huh? I'm so over this."
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Call State Farm agent Gene Coleman at 764-4139.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Our first contestant, a stay-at-home gymnast from Jacksonville, Florida. It's Gwendolyn Beers.
Thank you, Monty. I don't know who installed my air conditioner, but it hasn't had a tune-up in over 3 years. Am I cool?
Let's ask our expert judging panel. Judges? I'm sorry, Gwendolyn. You're not cool. Johnny, tell her why.
That's right. To keep your air conditioner performing at its best, you need a skilled technician to check your pressures, voltages, and air filters in the fall and the spring. At Bueller Air and Plumbing, our club members get 2 free visits a year to make sure that you are cool.
Can you tell me if my haircut is sexy?
You're better off not asking.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
It's one of life's most important decisions. If you're 18 years or older, you just got married, you just got divorced, you have children, you likely want to take care of your family. Of course you do. Hicken here from Matt Hinson in the Hinson Law Firm. I'm not the attorney yet. But have you done your last will? It's not the most comfortable thing. It's not the most fun thing to do. Something you need to do besides getting your assets to the people that you want them to go to. Planning helps minimize income, gift, and estate taxes as well. Matt Hinson will listen to help you with some tough decisions. He'll provide you the info needed so you are at ease with your choice. The Hinson Law Firm. You have questions? Maddie's got answers. 904-527-1700. 527-1700. Office in Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
Attention poker fans, the World Poker Tour is dealing hot at Best Bet Jacksonville now through November 19th. The action is fierce with 14 pulse-pounding tournaments, including the Best Bet Mystery Bounty and the $5,000 No Limit Hold'em main event with a jaw-dropping $1 million prize pool up for grabs. Your shot at Poker Glory is just a buy-in away. For tournament schedules and details, visit bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com. Best Bet Jacksonville and the World Poker Tour, where today's players become tomorrow's legends.
1010XL is the home of Gator Nation and the Gator Bites podcast presented by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. I'm Hacker, and we keep you connected with the University of Florida all year long. Get Gator Bites where you find podcasts.
If you have experienced problems when it comes to selling your home, maybe it's just because you have not discovered Chad and Sandy and ChadandSandy.com. That's ChadandSandy.com. You can call them at 904-414-6200. But here's the bottom line. Your home will be sold, guaranteed, or they'll buy it. So whatever you think your problem may be, whether you need more space for an office or growing family, or you want maximum equity from your home, but you're not sure how, Chad and Sandy deliver with a promise. And at the bottom line, it ends with your home is sold at an agreed upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. That is the definition of guaranteed. The proof is out there. Pete in Lakeshore writes, I was in a pickle. I heard Chad and Sandy on the radio, and I called because I needed cash out on a rental property fast. I was struggling to rent. Chad and Sandy got a full offer, full asking price within days. Go to chadandsandy.com. That's chadandsandy.com, or call 904-414-6200 today.
Jaguars fans, want to meet some of your favorite players? Coke Florida, Publix Supermarkets, and the Jags are giving you the chance. Join 1010XL at Publix, 170 Village Commons Drive, St. Augustine, Tuesday, November 19th at 5. For autographs, pictures, raffles, and more. Get off the sidelines and get to Publix to grab an ice-cold Coca-Cola, Coke Zero Sugar, or any of your favorite Coca-Cola beverages using Publix digital app. The Jaguars and Coke Florida. There's magic when we cheer together at Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Rotator cuff injuries are common among athletes and those who have physically demanding careers. Don't let this injury keep you away from the sport you love. Dr. George Barry here, and the first thing you need to do with a serious shoulder injury is to diagnose where the damage is and how significant it is. Rotator cuff tears are either acute tears sustained during an injury or accident, or degenerative tears. If you're interested in learning more about rotator cuff repair and how our expert team of orthopedic surgeons can help you, call Barry Orthopedics today or visit barryorthopedics.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, another great guest on the Garber Auto Mall phone line.
Hello.
We can wiggle it. Now, Dan and Jeff hand it off to our halfback.
Fred Taylor, every time he touches it, he's a candidate to go the distance.
Monday morning running back with Fred Taylor is fueled by Epstein and Robbins DUI defense firm and Monahan Jewelers on 1010XL.
All right, we got Freddie T. I thought I'd start off with, before we get into the game yesterday, because it's just deep, dark depression. But Fred, we heard a great story, and you were involved in it last week. Can we share it with you? Yes.
Of course.
All right,
I would
so
love to hear it.
you remember one of your teammates, George Reister.
Indeed.
And he,
yes,
and he has a podcast, and he was telling the story about when Mike P and Jack got into it at a team meeting, and he said that
Fred's like, hey, I didn't want any part of this.
He said that Jack had a different tone with Big John that he did with Mike P. And then it was after a Bengals game, and he was getting on Mike P because he had a sack and he flexed. And Mike P said, I was just trying to bring some energy to the team because we weren't doing great. And it kind of kept going back and forth. And then finally Mike P had enough and he called out Jack, why are you talking to Big John like that and me like this? And they both kind of bowed up. And then George Reister said, I believe it was Freddie T who kind of grabbed Mike P and pulled him away from a possible battle royale in the meeting room. Can you enlighten us or add to that before we dive into what we saw yesterday?
I can confirm that it's a very true story.
Okay.
And I didn't think Mike P's action, warranted that sort of response from Jack. Maybe Jack said, hey, this is the day I'm going to come in here and get the team's attention.
Yeah. Right.
Because we never knew what we were getting. It was
That's what George said. Yeah. Yeah.
Mike P was a leader. He was a captain. He was a guy who did bring a lot of energy. And in that particular game, he tried to get everybody excited. On the flip side, Big John, he was, I think John, he got a penalty that hurt the team. And he was either kicked out or something to that.
Yeah, he did. It was the Whitworth deal. Remember, he shoved the flag in his face, didn't he, or something like that?
What it was?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So he had a totally different tone with Big John. But, who's going to talk to Big John any type of way?
You know what, Fred? It shows. It's hard. I mean, it's hard to find the perfect coach. Like, Jack won here more than he lost, which is rare for Jaguars coaches through history. Tom won at an incredible level. Every one of them has, from y'all's perspective as players, it's hard to hit everything perfect. You just got to hit as much as you can, I guess, when you look to your coach and who he is and what he's doing.
Yeah, I think you certainly try and lean on your coach, but, in all fairness to Tom, he just needed a little bit more time. He was actually building a roster to give us an opportunity to go out there and be competitive. And Tom was always competitive. That's the one thing you can look at, when it comes to at least my tenure. Tom was always competitive. We always was either barely missing winning seasons or either going to the playoffs or something like that. And Jack wasn't an awful coach.
Right.
It was just some inconsistencies that sort of lost the locker room, and then eventually, when he lost the locker room, he lost his job. So you lean on your coach to be leaders, not buttholes or whatever. I'm sorry, I don't even know if I could say that already.
You just did, baby.
I'm trying not to say
That's
other
what Dan
words.
has said. Right, I hear you.
I've said it many times.
Dan says it all the time.
Yeah. So, I mean, and that's that, not to
I hear you, bro. It makes sense.
On that too much.
Yeah.
But, that part is that. But, yeah, that's very true story.
What was it, Fred, like to play for Bill Belichick? And, obviously Brady was there then, too. And how connected at the hip is the success of the Patriots between those two? And just out of curiosity, not that it might have anything to do with, anything here in Jacksonville at any point, but just from your perspective, what was it like to play for him?
But, I mean, playing for Bill reminded me of playing for Tom. It allowed me to get to a point where I was able to go and tell Coach Coughlin, I understand what you're trying to do. It's about the game. This is our job. It's our livelihood. The better we play, the better we're all rewarded. At the very end of the day, the fans feel better. Everything's just better if you come in and you prioritize why you're in the building. You're not there just to hang out or honeymoon and all that stuff. You are developing relationships. You can do that by way of being competitive and just being the best. So for me, being in the locker room, I gathered a different perspective than maybe a young guy, because he probably would have came across tough with some young guys. But for me, I had already had it for 5 years with Coach Coughlin. And then the 5 years or 6 years in between with Jack, everything was a little bit more chill, lax, watered down, but it wasn't black or white. I prefer to let me know what I need to do. It's like when I talk to my wife. Don't say, well, you might say this is what you need to do, and I will get it done to the best of my ability. Like, draw the line, and I'll know how to straddle. I won't straddle. I'm going to pick a side. I prefer those type coaches. So playing for Bill, everything was transparent. You had to move with a sense of urgency. He demanded accountability, and that's why they were very good. Everybody had to move that way. Tom, myself, as a 12-year vet going there, practice squad guys, first-year guys, everyone had to move accordingly.
What do the Jags do now? I mean, we're just sort of in a waiting mode. Obviously, 3-14 in their last 17 games. The game yesterday, it almost doesn't deserve to be discussed. It was so bad on so many levels, and certainly an embarrassing football game. And the Jags head into the bye week. We're all wondering, what's going to happen today, if something will happen today. Maybe Shad Khan will let them coach out the rest of the year, and I don't know, but it's just where do you go from here if you're a player on the Jacksonville Jaguars?
I'm pretty sure that's the same question that Shad is asking himself and his leadership, management team. I believe a decision has to be made. I won't say to what extent. I'm not saying a decision as in go fire Doug. I'm not saying that. I'm saying a decision at some level has to be made because, you're not getting better. Right. You're 9-8, then you're 9-8, you miss the playoffs, you have a complete fall off at the end of the year. And then even this year, it's pretty much a carryover. Now you're 2-9. It's a huge carryover, and there hasn't been any improvement. Whereas you take the take the Lions, for example.
Right.
When Dan Campbell got there in 2021, they were 3-13, then 9-8, then 12-5, then 9-1. That is amazing improvement year to year. They've gotten better every single year under his leadership. And the Jaguars quite naturally have not. Again, but a decision has to be made. I'm not, for people that think I'm saying Doug, I'm not saying Doug. But, you know, the light is going to always shine on Doug. He's the head coach. So when you have these results, everybody's going to point the finger to him first. But maybe there's some other stuff within that you can address first.
Yeah.
And then sort of go outward, you know. And I don't want to provide too many examples. Then it'll look like I'm pointing fingers. But, yeah, a decision has to be made. I think it's only right at this particular point. Then you have 6 games remaining, which are a lot of games to get on track to at least, you know, clean face and finish 8-9 on the season. And, you know, they've done it before. So, who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just tough. But yesterday was a disaster. 645 yards. You know, numerous records set out there. Jared Goff had a perfect QBR. It was. That's the third time the Lions have given us a 40-plus point.
I know, it's unbelievable.
Do you have a game like that, Fred, in your career? Were you part of a game where?
Yeah, I was actually.
Which one?
It's ranked up there somewhere. It was 98 Vikings.
Oh yeah, the 50-10 game.
Up there in Minnesota.
Yeah.
So it was pretty bad loss.
But you won, Fred. But you won the division after that game.
Jonathan Quinn, wasn't it?
We just had a bad. You know, it was a bad matchup day. Sometimes those happen.
Yeah.
And we got our brakes blown off.
Yeah, I remember that.
But we did go. We were a good team throughout the season. That was just a bad day for us. And the Vikings were a very good team. So, it just got out of hand. But we were 11-5. We went on to the division. You know,
won a playoff game, beat the Patriots.
Yeah, barely lost the Jets.
Yeah.
So, we weren't 2-9 bad.
You had a good game in that Patriots game, actually. That playoff game.
Yes, he did.
I had a very good game.
Yeah. Hey, Fred, go ahead.
No. A lot of work to be done right now.
Yeah.
2-9 is totally unacceptable.
Let me test your memory real quick though. Jaguars Vikings. Do you remember the flight home?
I remember extreme turbulence, and
we had to go to Orlando because of the fog.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, and I remember turbulence, and I do remember the fog.
Yeah,
having to go to Orlando,
and then we waited on the plane, and then we ended up taking buses back to Jacksonville. It was awful.
Yeah,
after that
loss, a long day on top of that. Yep.
Makes it even worse. All right, Freddie, appreciate you. Enjoy our Monday mornings together, my friend.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah. I'm glad you guys can laugh about it. I know some people not laughing.
No, they're not.
It's brutal.
It's tough.
Wait all year for this, Fred. All year we wait for this.
You know, and that's a lot of it, too. The expectations.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to make these moves and the expectations haven't been met or managed or any of that. So, you know, it just adds to where we are now.
Got our Gators with a sign of life, at least. Yeah, that kind of felt like the most legitimate. They played in a while. You get the best of your boy RC.
Make sure you tell Ryan Clark. That's
right.
Things
Gators
are turning.
back.
All right.
Hey, I'm looking forward to it. I'll see him in a day.
Yeah.
So we'll have fun with that.
All right. Sounds good, my man. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good one.
All right, there he goes. Monday morning running back, Fred Taylor. Back with more. Next, you're listening to The Drill.
Get insight from the Jags head coach.
I believe that our goals are still in front of us.
Doug Peterson joins the Frangie Show Fridays at 4:05. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson, Custom Windows and Doors. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars on 1010XL.
Hicken here with a message from Zero Res. You got to just love this time of the year as we reflect on the things that matter most. Families, homes, the holidays, and of course, football. They're very grateful for you all, the good people of Jacksonville, and they want to thank you. So get ready for the holidays. Book today, and Zero Res will clean your carpets for only $49 a room. Plus, they'll give you 25% off your tile cleaning. This one fills up fast, so book now on both carpet and tile. Zero Res, fill it forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
I've known Glenn Coleman for a long time as a friend and a lawyer. Persistent and fair, Glenn and his firm have represented clients from North Florida and South Georgia for over 40 years in all kinds of personal injury cases. If I had such a case, call Glenn at Barnes, Cohen, and Sullivan.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
Hey, Hicken here for Bow 9 Associates, where you'll find Jacksonville's most esteemed eye doctors at each of their locations. After being selected for one of the most competitive ophthalmology fellowships in the world, Dr. Frank Bowden frequently called upon for his expert opinion. He's currently one of the few cornea and external disease specialists in the area and the founder of Bow 9. Visit Bow 9 Associates today. Experience the difference. They're keeping the First Coast focus. That would be Bow 9 and Associates.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey here. Let me tell you a little something that dawned on me last week. Awaken 180 isn't just about weight loss. Obviously, that's the main goal. It was for me anyway. Other people see me now, they comment, hey, you're looking great. I tell them it's Awaken 180, and they ask more questions. My answers are simple. When you start eating better, when your body starts operating more efficiently, your numbers, I'm talking about your medical numbers now, they're going to start to look better. I went to my doctors last week to get a biomedical screening. They check out everything. Guess what? My good cholesterol is in the right range. My bad cholesterol is in the right range. Whatever the heck triglycerides are, they're in the right range as well. And it's all thanks to Awaken 180 weight loss. Have a goal? Maybe goals, plural? Awaken 180 can lay out the roadmap to help you reach them, like they've done with all of us here at 1010XL. Call 844-346-1800 or schedule your consultation online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Man, jack of all trades, masters of none? It just feels like at every turn nowadays, every company can do all work. Not us. Hi, Stevie Beatrice here, second-generation plumber right here in Jacksonville, Florida. We are your master plumbing company that only focuses on all your plumbing needs. So for your next plumbing job, don't call another Jack. Call Beatrice Plumbing, where plumbing is what we do and plumbing is what we're great at. Beatrice Plumbing, here to help.
Post-Game Monday on 1010XL is brought to you by Dandy Foods, makers of quality fresh sandwiches and home of the good stuff.
Hey, it's Linda Beaver. Whether you're new to the area or a longtime resident, you deserve the best and shouldn't settle when buying or servicing your car. At Beaver Chevrolet, we have built our reputation on trust. You can trust us to provide the best prices, the best selection, and the best experience. You can trust me. Your neighbors can trust me. Your family can trust me. We will not let you down. Come see us at Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville to let our family take care of yours. Trust me, we're here to wow you.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to our website, CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com. And let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
When pests invade your space, you don't just need them out, you need them out fast. And you need to keep them out. At Terminix, we show up for you and eliminate pests quicker because we care about what matters most to you. When pests show up, so do we. Don't live with a pest problem. Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com. TERMINIX.com. Terminix it.
Get the latest on the Gators from one of the greatest Gators.
Touchdown, Gators!
Chris Doring joins Dan and Jeff on the drill Tuesday morning on 1010XL.
Go Gators!
Brought to you by the personal injury attorneys of Farah and Farah.
Jaguars fans, want to meet some of your favorite players? Coke Florida, Publix Supermarkets, and the Jags are giving you the chance. Join 1010XL at Publix, 170 Village Commons Drive, St. Augustine, Tuesday, November 19th at 5. For autographs, pictures, raffles, and more. Get off the sidelines and get to Publix to grab an ice-cold Coca-Cola, Coke Zero Sugar, or any of your favorite Coca-Cola beverages using Publix digital app. The Jaguars and Coke Florida. There's magic when we cheer together at Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
1 second left. Packers are down by 6 at the goal line. Your defense is the only thing stopping them from scoring. Is your team prepared? Double Check Cybersecurity has your back. With an AI-powered defense, start your 14-day trial at doublecheck.com.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality product and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
For Jag head coach Doug Peterson, the blowout at the hands of the Lions presents a time to reflect.
Our break obviously comes at the right time. Our guys need some time away. They need to refresh, recharge, and really reflect.
The Jag head coach stayed focused when asked about his future with the team.
If it's going to happen, it's going to happen, obviously. But at the same time, I still have a job to do and get ready for a good division opponent here in 2 weeks.
Jag quarterback Mac Jones shared his thoughts on the team moving forward.
We just have to get back to the one play at a time mindset and try not to focus on, scoring points. I know that's hard to say, but you just got to focus on doing your job.
At your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguar update, I'm Sam Nelson.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
You know what? I can't control that. And listen, I've been around this league a long time. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen, obviously. But at the same time, I still have a job to do, and that's to get ready for a good division opponent here in 2 weeks.
Oh, dearie.
Dan,
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
That's
do
Doug
that.
Peter. He knows what's. You can hear it in his voice. You can hear it in his opening statement as he tries to talk about being excited for games that he knows he's not going to have the opportunity to coach. I almost feel like he was told already. I don't know. Any official word will have to come. This is a disaster. It has to change at the top on both sides. Doug Peterson and Trent Baalke got out with the old, in with some new, fresh ideas. There's enough here as a nucleus. I know it's hard to believe. This is where you got to trust us, or at least by my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Using yours, how the league works, how the difference in talent is never as much to the good or to the bad, depending on the right mix and culture and coach. Why couldn't the Jaguars be the 2025 version of the 2024 Chargers? There seem to be some similarities there.
Yeah.
Did anyone expect the Chargers to bounce back this quickly? Don't forget, they let Keenan Allen go. They let Mike Williams go. They let Austin Eckler go.
You know how they built their team? Up front.
Yeah, and quarterback.
Drafted a Northwestern tight end, drafted a Notre Dame tackle, a Notre Dame tackle. That's how they did it.
Yeah.
They got beefy up front, and then they got some running backs who pound the ball up in there, hit hard, physical dudes.
Yeah.
Edwards and Dobbins got rid of their receivers.
The key is, and one thing that is true, and without putting Trevor any higher than he needs to be, most disasters of a football team that you're taking over with a top draft pick doesn't have a quarterback who is as good as Trevor is.
Yeah.
You're getting Daniel Jones.
Right.
You're getting Zach Wilson. You're getting, that's Sam Darnold, or that's usually what you're getting when you take over a program like that. So we can measure, at least. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna change gears here, talk about some other things from the National Football League yesterday that we're waiting. They call him Mr. Jackson. He's a 3-time MVP, and he is, as long as he's not playing the Chiefs, the Steelers, or in the playoffs. Unfortunately, in those spots, he's 4-12 with a 75 rating, more turnovers than touchdowns.
Well, listen,
playing the Chiefs, the Steelers, your hated rival, or you're in the playoffs. That's where he's got to deliver. This is his time. He did not deliver yesterday, and boy, Mike Tomlin's a hell of a coach.
I'm going to say something that a lot of people won't agree with, and E is going to be fighting words for him. Lamar, you get no more MVPs.
Oh, man.
You don't get to be the MVP anymore until you win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I'm tired of giving you the MVP, and then when it comes time to be the most valuable player in the league, you're nowhere to be found. So he can be the offensive player of the league every year, E. Give him the offensive player of the year every year. But he damn sure in the MVP. He's just not. If you're the MVP, you don't have this record against great opponents. And so that's the one thing left for Lamar.
Mac Jones has checked in with the lowest quarterback rating in the NFL. He's 43rd out of 32. He's got a 51.9. To put it in context, Anthony Richardson, 15% 15 points higher.
Richardson had a really good game yesterday. I don't know if the two games have anything to do, or if they just caught a fluke, but it's especially surprising because the Jets' defense is supposed to be pretty good. Jets got Jags-itis right now. They're quitting on that organization up there. Aaron Rodgers again, he just throws it.
He's got to
It's
retire.
never him. You're such a joke, man. Yesterday it was, I thought we were going to go for 2. What does that have to do with anything?
Yeah.
God, you're a jerk, man.
Yeah.
What a failure. He'll never own this.
No, but it's probably, I think he'll own it when he announces his retirement.
I guess.
Who would take him? There's nobody that would take him. You've seen enough this year to see he's not the same guy anymore. Father Time got him. It got him.
Yeah, maybe the injury didn't help, but and this we didn't ever have to find out for sure in Green Bay because physically he was so gifted. He just does not seem like a liked leader of a quarterback. He seems like a jerk, man. Like he's always standing. He doesn't have any friends. Tell me a friend that this guy's got in the league. I talked to Story Matt Every one time. He was playing at Pebble Beach, and Rodgers was in the field, and there are other NFL players there. No one's talking to him. He comes up and makes friends with Every. He doesn't know anyone. No lie. I mean, this guy's an odd bird, man. So when things go wrong, it's not like the kind of rally them, right? And they got issues up there. They're terrible. Let's on such a failure on the Jags front, let's revel in some success. We have not exactly steered the Googans right with the 5-pack through the years. Not all the time. I saw you had another outstanding week.
1-4.
I went 2-3. I'm still above 500, but just barely. But sometimes we tell them with great authority to put everything you own on a certain wager and thank us later. And so I'm happy to read this morning.
Okay.
I took your advice, sold my house, cashed in my 401k, and put my whole life savings on the Gators over 4.5. Good call. We got there, Hick. We got over the 4.5 total. Remember? We're like, well, come on. They'll get the 4.5.
Yeah,
They'll beat Texas A&M. They'll beat Miami.
One more win, and I get a tomahawk steak courtesy of Bubba.
Well, there
Let's
you go.
I'm back in the hunt, baby.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's true. We forget that, and we'd almost given up on that wager. It seems so simple.
Yeah.
But after the start that they had, the turnaround has been amazing. And for those that bet the over 4.5, congrats.
Yeah.
It's come home.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing.
This is why, Georgia fan, you don't have a panic attack over last week's rankings.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You're right back in when your games are in. And we knew that, and they probably knew that too. It's just
but Kirby after the game was doing his Kirby stuff.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
That's what they do. I don't know I can't let them decide, Dan, because I can't.
Mm-hmm.
You can throw me these 6, 10-2 SEC teams, and I can't tell you who's the best of them. I don't know. They'd have to play a 6-way tournament themselves to tell me. I don't know.
Well, somebody's going to be ticked, but again, my response will be, well, then don't lose to Kentucky, or then don't lose to Vandy. Well, then don't. I mean, it's a little bit different than being 13-0 is all I'm saying.
Well, but in saying that, you're kind of making the argument for the opposite point that when we argue, because that argument would give it to Georgia easily because their losses are to Texas and Alabama. But then you get into
I'm just throwing that out there.
I hear you.
I can tell you who I think.
The problem with the head-to-head is this. In this case, it's not going to work because there's this little nuance.
Mm-hmm.
They each beat the other.
Well, Georgia's now ahead of Ole Miss, and Alabama's ahead of Tennessee. And they both had the same amount of losses, and head-to-head, the two schools that won the game are behind. But you can come back with they beat so-and-so, they beat so-and-so.
Well, they lost to Kentucky,
and
they
will
lost
the
to
committee
Texas.
have enough guts to dump Texas if they lose to Texas A&M? Because they should.
They have the weakest record.
Yeah,
they haven't beaten anyone comparatively.
And it's clear, by the way, it's crystal clear that Notre Dame's going to get in, right? Again, I shouldn't say that. Notre Dame in all likelihood gets in. One Big 12 gets in, okay? One ACC gets in, and then the Cinderella team gets in. The non-Power 5 gets in. That's 4. That means there's 4 for the Big 10 and 4 for the SEC.
I learned something I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
But, Boise now will be in position. It's the top 4 conference champions that are the top 4 seeds, the top 4 ranked.
Right.
So if the conference champion from the Big 12 or ACC has a bad year and they're ranked 16th, and Boise State, who all they win is the Mountain West, is ranked 12th, they get the top 4 seed. And that could end up costing one of the big brand teams who would have otherwise been in.
Right.
From the 11 spot rather than the 12, because then Boise becomes the 12, or BYU, or if you're not the 4, you're the 12.
And by the way, Colorado's now an intriguing Big 12 as Kansas beats BYU, and so that Big 12 is open, and it's a fun conference. But I suspect only one will get in. And at some point, somebody in the Big 12 will say, "Well, how come only one of us is getting in? Why not two of us?" Just like in the ACC. Well, what do you mean only one of us? What if SMU and you and Clemson? Why?
Those are fair arguments.
Yeah. There's a lot of arguments that'll be a lot of back and forth, but you got to let it sort out. It'll still sort out, and we'll see where it ends up.
There are some of those teams that are included in these big groups that just don't feel like they're as good as the others.
Sure.
But you know what? That feelings don't win.
And we can play this all day.
Correct.
I have Alabama. I saw Signetti, by the way, got an 8-year extension in Indiana.
Yeah, good for him. That's probably where he should stay.
Alabama goes to Indiana. Who's going to win that game? Well, Alabama will probably win that game. But again, deserve and where you are and how it
we'll
works.
find out.
We'll find
That's
out.
why I like the 12 so much. We get to find these teams that would not have even been considered get to prove that they would have been left out irrationally or unjustly.
Yeah.
Probably the best way to say. I had a thought on the Heisman Trophy race, and you being a Heisman voter, the mogul, and all, I thought I'd run it by you.
Please do.
I found what I think is another offshoot of the 12-team playoff.
Okay.
I think it expands the reality of the Heisman candidates. Expands it. In other words, Ashton Jeanty has never before and would have never before in his Heisman case had been able to argue, hey, this young man put a team on his back and he's got him the 4 seed in the playoffs. Like, you didn't have that before. Colorado, if they don't win, if by being a playoff team rather than just a good team, I think it enhances Travis Hunter's candidacy. And I think it's why early in the year, Cam Ward was the leader, because we felt like he was on a team that was going to win a big conference and was going to be in the playoff talk. And I don't think we really truly believe that Colorado and Boise were playoff teams. And as we get toward the end of the year, and they are, it makes those two, Gianti especially, stronger, I think.
Okay. Well, I think that the 3 favorites are the guys you talked about, and I think they would still be the favorites, but I see what you're saying. But, yeah.
I don't think Gianti would ever in a million years have a real chance of winning, and I think being you
gave the Heisman to Cam Ward. You can give the Heisman now to the Colorado kid because he's probably going to win it.
Yeah,
and it'd be my guess.
And there are football arguments to say that's unfair. Like, Gianti has been much more outstanding than Travis. Travis Hunter didn't have a great game the other night.
Right.
He got a lucky tipped interception. Right.
Yeah.
And so, again, I'm not taking anything away from who's the better NFL player, how great they are, but Travis Hunter kind of had a mid-game on Saturday. The other dude went for 150 and 3 again.
Yeah.
So it's an uphill battle. It's like an unfair fight, to begin with for Gianti against Travis Hunter. Credit Dion and Colorado for putting Hunter in position, because if they were 5-5, he probably wouldn't be getting all this.
Yeah.
Because the stats are not overwhelming. The ability is, right?
It's sort of
he's not
Charles Woodson-esque.
I don't think he's having Woodson's year, even though statistically.
Well, he's got.
He gave up more.
I don't think Woodson had 74 catches.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
But from the defensive side, like, he gave up more yards to the guy he's covering than he produced.
Yeah.
So it's just not this dominant. But anyway, he may be the best player, but I'm not sure that Gianti isn't the most outstanding player.
Ashton Gianti
start to finish
is almost 500 yards clear of the second place rusher in college football,
and has his team in the playoff.
Mm-hmm.
He maybe has
26
a 4
touchdowns.
seed. Maybe as a 4 seed, and they're the one, right? Their only loss is 3 points to Oregon.
Yeah,
they deserve to be the 4 seed. Forget.
By the way, against Oregon, he went 25 for 192 with 3 touchdowns. So it wasn't like he had.
He really, and I'm late to this party because I didn't believe it, but I really think he should be the Heisman winner. Anyway, that's a hard sell when you're playing. But the Big 12 this year is probably closer to the Mountain West than it's ever been before. You're not facing a Big 10, SEC, even ACC.
All right, 9 o'clock nasty. E, you ready?
Everything you need to know about your hometown team.
Jaguars today.
Go inside the Jags and the NFL every day from 10 to noon with Mike, Tony, and Jags Insiders.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios at 1010XL.
Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
I'm Chris Campione. In a world of big box law firms with satellite offices, there's something special about having a local legal team that cares about you and your community. We're not just lawyers, we're your neighbors. We understand the unique challenges facing the Jacksonville community because we live here too. At Campione Law, Campione Cares isn't just a tagline, it's our commitment to you. Campione Law, your trusted lawyers after an accident. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione, Campione Law.
Hey, I can hear from my friends at Beaches Dermatology. That's Doctors Boudreaux, Doctors Metz, Dr. Fader does the Mohs surgery. My goodness, they're over at the AB office. The staff is great. They always have cosmetic specials. They got a new Fernandina location coming soon, man. Hydrofacials. They got it all, but most importantly, they want to remind you to protect your skin from the sun. It doesn't matter the time of the year, man. Even when we head into the cooler temperatures, man, if you're outside for a long period of time, man, you got to put a floppy hat on. Put on a long sleeve dry fit. Wear some sunscreen, man. And if something does pop up on that skin, get it checked out. They're there to serve. They're there to help. They've been taking care of me for years. I love them. Go see my friends at Beaches Dermatology. You can just make an appointment real easy online at beachesdermatology.com. That's beachesdermatology.com.
Jaguars fans, want to meet some of your favorite players? Coke Florida, Publix Supermarkets, and the Jags are giving you the chance. Join 1010XL at Publix, 170 Village Commons Drive, St. Augustine, Tuesday, November 19th at 5. For autographs, pictures, raffles, and more. Get off the sidelines and get to Publix to grab an ice-cold Coca-Cola, Coke Zero Sugar, or any of your favorite Coca-Cola beverages using Publix digital app. The Jaguars and Coke Florida. There's magic when we cheer together at Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
You don't have to be a football star to get a signing bonus. The team at Republic Services needs your skills, and they're paying up to $5,000 for you to join the roster. You'll be joining a winner. As an essential business, the Republic Services trucks have not stopped rolling with hourly and weekly pay and better benefits and vacation packages than the rest of the league. Driver trainees, $1,000 sign-on bonus. CDL drivers, $3,000. Diesel mechanics, $5,000 bonus. Join the winning team at Republic Services today. Visit republicservices.com.
Equal opportunity employer. Brackish Vodka, the official vodka of UNF Athletics. 100% made in Jacksonville, is available at all local liquor stores. Visit Browdy's, Total Wine, ABC, Shores, Golden, Zahara's, Golden Ox, and more. Drink our gluten-free San Francisco Spirit award-winning vodka and see why it's the smoothest vodka you can buy. When you drink Brackish Vodka, you support all of our local employees, and all the money stays in Jacksonville. Drink Brackish Vodka and live life slightly salty. Proud partner of the Jaguars.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
The 1010XL restaurant of the day is Barley and Pie Brewing Company in Fleming Island. Enjoy Monday Night Football with freshly made pizza, burgers, wings, sandwiches, and a full liquor bar at Barley and Pie Brewing Company in Fleming Island.
Grinding out good grades can be just as challenging as winning games. That's why 1010XL salutes the Scholar Athlete of the Week.
Brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists and the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234. Wednesdays on The Frangie Show.
The holidays are around the corner, and the last thing you want is a septic emergency. Call Duck Tech Rooter and schedule your septic tank pump out or full system inspection. 904-862-6769. That's 904-862-6769.
I'm Clayton Bromberg, the president of Underwoods. One of the biggest changes we've seen in fine jewelry over the last 25 years has been the growth of jewelry designers. At Underwoods, we're the leader, bringing to North Florida the best names in designer jewelry. In fact, we carry designer lines in a similar way to how clothing stores carry designer labels. The difference is that jewelry designers have to be a little more timeless in their presentations because nobody wants to buy a fine piece of jewelry only to find out the next year it's gone out of style. That's why you'll find at Underwoods the best of the jewelry designer names, those that are tried and true and popular. Names like David Yerman, Roberto Coin, John Hardy, Marco Bichigo, Jude Francis, Lagos, Hippolyta, and a lot more are all available right now at Underwoods. So if you want the best looks in designer jewelry, stop by Underwoods, San Marco, Avondale, or the shops upon Avedra.
Hi, Jags fans. Walker Little here for my friends at Kingfish Pest Control. Playing offensive line in the NFL, I must block and protect on every down. When it comes to keeping my home pest-free, I expect that same level of protection. So I contacted Kingfish after seeing thousands of positive online customer reviews about their service. I can confirm from personal experience, bugs don't stand a chance getting past Kingfish Pest Control. Do what I did. Reach out to Kingfish Pest Control to protect your home, a proud partner of your Jacksonville Jaguars.
David Lane here, and once again, I'm happy to share news of my success with back and knee surgeries at Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. Whatever it is that's bothering you, take it from me. Simply set an appointment today at Southeast Orthopedic Specialist and let them help you get back to normal life. I'm certainly glad I did.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
My Gate Rewards members, now through January 2nd, you'll get an entry for your chance to win free gas for a year each time you buy 5 eligible Monster Club products. Not a rewards member? Download the Gate app today. See store for details.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by Gate. In the victory over LSU, the Florida offensive line stepped up to the challenge presented by head coach Billy Napier.
Keeping him clean was a big mission. They've got some good rushers, but overall, I thought for the most part, we did a good job in that area.
ESPN and SEC Network's Paul Feinbaum says Georgia has another party to thank for the win over Tennessee.
Georgia really owes that victory to Ward Manuel and the CFP committee. I have rarely seen a place more ready to explode.
Our in-state pro teams in the NFL, it was a bye week for the Buccaneers, and the Miami Dolphins delivered one of the most efficient offensive performances of the season. Head coach Mike Daniel, the team met a standard.
Although we haven't gotten 30-point offensive output all season, that's been kind of the standard and the expectation of the guys.
At your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, I'm Sam Nelson.
At 9:07 at 64 degrees, your time and your tip is brought to you by Beulah Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Beulah.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Gookin Nation. It's another hour with Duval's Big Dogs of sports media. Dan Hicken.
Yes.
Jeff Prosser.
Blah, blah. Freaking claw.
And E to the T.
He is the GOAT producer.
All right, welcome back. The Jaguars minus 108 point differential. That's the worst in the AFC. It's the second worst in the NFL behind Carolina, who's minus 143. You talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they get hammered at Detroit yesterday, and you start to say, okay, well, what? The Texans? You think they're going to beat the Texans at home? No. And I like how people say, well, the schedule gets soft. It doesn't get soft when you're the worst football team in the league.
Fair. Getting the quarterback back, I think in a normal circumstance, if it mattered, you might could win 2 or 3 down the stretch.
Yeah, you might.
But at this stage,
you think the Jags are going to win in Tennessee where they never win? No, of course not.
Not at all.
Of course not.
No, not at all. I don't. Give me the games, and I'll tell you what I honestly think
Texans,
they're going to do. They'll lose, so that
2
puts
and 10.
2 and 10.
And then at Tennessee,
that's a loss.
2-11. The Jets at home,
they'll probably win that game.
All right, 3-11 at the Raiders.
I don't trust us beating anyone anywhere or so, but I do think they win that game.
All right,
I'm going to
4-11. The Titans at home.
They'll probably win that one.
5-11 and at the Colts.
Lose. 5 and 12. Yeah, I'm going to go 5 and 12. Probably pick 4th or 5th.
Yeah, I don't think they'll get to 5.
I just think it's so hard after these last 2 weeks, but then you realize, well, we haven't had our quarterback. And with the quarterback, at least they're not winning them, but they're in them.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not even in game. Well, we were last week, but only because the Here's why I was trying to. Tony, I don't think understood my question exactly, Dan. So let me run it by you, what I'm saying exactly here.
Mm-hmm.
I tried last week. Everyone wanted to give the defense a wing in the Hall of Fame for holding them to 12, and it is on the offense. But there was hidden inside that win was a pitiful defensive performance. To wit, as bad as the Jaguars were yesterday,
right?
You know they had a worse time of possession against the Vikings.
Yeah.
As the Jags yesterday, they lost the time of possession like 39-12 to 20-48.
Right.
Against the Vikings, 42-19 to 17-41. Against the Vikings, 402 yards to we had less yards, 143 against Minnesota.
Yeah.
First downs, Detroit 38-10, Minnesota 28-10. We got these lucky Sam Darnold threw it to us plays, but we were on the field even a less amount of time in that 5-point loss.
Well, without Trevor, they're a horrible offense, and they're still the NFL's worst defense. So it's not a recipe for success, and I don't know what they're going to do to fix things, but I was looking around the National Football League yesterday. Now suddenly I think, you asked me last week, do you think the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl? And I said no. Do you think the Chiefs will make the Super Bowl? I said no. Well, and then I saw a stat yesterday. In their 10 games that they've played, they've trailed in 9 of them. Okay? And we talked about, sometimes Lady Luck has been shining on Kansas City a lot this year. Right now, if the Chargers and the Chiefs played, I don't know who I think the Chargers go toe-to-toe with the Chiefs. We certainly know the Bills can. I know the Steelers can. I know the Ravens can.
Yeah, and the problem is a lot of teams you just told me can. They've already played them and lost.
Well, we'll see in the playoffs when it matters, though.
And we said that last year.
By the way,
what a good strategy.
It is. And at some point, and this is sacrilegious, but at some point, it's fair to sit there and say Patrick Mahomes is having a crappy year. Is that fair to say?
Yes, it's definitely below his standard.
I mean, it's below a good quarterback standard.
Uh-huh.
I mean, what is he?
Well, I can give you some reasons.
Okay.
I mean, the 2 main reasons would be you lost your number 1 receiver in the first game of the preseason.
Okay.
And then you lost your other number 1 receiver who you didn't have because he's going to go to prison probably for felony, auto assault or whatever they call it. And now he's out for the year. They're picking up like important receivers off the scrap heap or on the trade deadline. So it's, he's kind of you've lost your running back.
He's thrown more interceptions than anybody in the NFL. He's got 15 touchdowns and 11 picks. He's throwing for 240 yards a game, and his rating is 90, which is 20th in the NFL. 20th. Patrick Mahomes we're talking about.
Again, I
got to be driving him nuts.
Yeah, I think it doesn't help not having any continuity at receiver, and the receivers you have out there are cast-offs from other teams or fourth receivers.
Don't disagree.
They are. So I think that's why he's having this year. And if we want to prod him and give him the Tom Brady treatment and make him show us with 55 next year, I suppose we can.
Yeah.
If that's the tack that the media and the league wants to take,
think so.
Telling Patrick Mahomes that he ain't all that, then y'all knock yourself out. I'm just going to lay low and let him do him.
Yeah.
Because at the end of this year, when I look up in the AFC Championship game, your valid comments aside, I'm confident I'm going to see Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs in that game.
In the AFC title?
Yeah, 100%. Because they and I don't think the Chargers will beat them in the playoffs. I don't think Lamar will beat them in the playoffs. Bills maybe, Steelers maybe.
Yeah,
but
Ravens.
I don't think that Lamar and the Ravens will beat them in the playoffs.
Yeah. Buffalo beat Kansas City yesterday. They went for it on 4th down. Josh Allen showed why he's an MVP candidate with a terrific play.
Got that dog in him.
And
yes.
Yeah.
He might be the biggest one.
I love watching that guy play. They are easy to root for. And you know what?
If you're a Buffalo fan, man, you best appreciate Josh Allen, even though you haven't won it. And I know you want just the one, and you just want to get there and win a Super Bowl. But
and by the way,
he's a good player.
As good as he was in making that play, did you see that play? Maybe even either the possession before or through. He had it wide open. He missed him.
Yeah.
Then Herbert did the same thing.
Yeah.
They miss.
Yeah.
I just say that when we see our great quarterback miss, they all miss.
I was watching the end of the Chargers-Bengals game.
And McConkey.
It went back and forth like 3 times at the end of the game.
Yeah.
3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. Okay,
and
touchdown.
Each 3 and out had missed opportunity, too. Guys open.
Joe Burrow was sensational last night, but he missed.
Yeah, he missed. They missed.
That was winning time. He didn't get it done.
Yeah,
and now they're 4-7.
Money Mac, and this guy may be my least favorite former Gator, Evan McPherson.
Oh,
I hate him for the LSU miss, and he's been nothing but a smug little jackass in the NFL. Right. So go ahead there, big money Mac. Nice job on the road missing not 1 but 2 in the 4th that would have won the game. So maybe stay on the maybe go with your team to the locker room next time at the Super Bowl and don't stay out on the bench to watch the concert.
You know what's funny?
Remember that one?
Yeah.
5 weeks ago, we're sitting here going, man, they got to move the goalposts in on the kickers.
Yeah,
well, now Justin Tucker, the greatest kicker in the history of the NFL, can't make a kick. McPherson can't make a kick. The Buffalo kicker stinks. They all stink.
Bears blocked on the final play.
Our boy, that's Cairo Santos.
I'm watching Red Zone yesterday because the Jags made me.
Yeah.
And in back-to-back highlights within 10 seconds of each other, Dustin Hopkins missed a 26-yarder, and then they went to another game, and the guy missed a 27-yarder.
Wow.
Back-to-back.
Yeah.
So I think the coaches and the analytics have killed their competition. They're feeble-minded position players to begin with.
I don't know.
I mean, nobody can bottom out like a kicker, bro.
Yeah.
We've seen like Vanderjack goes from the best in the league to can't. It happens all over the place.
Yeah. Who's going to win the NFC West? Arizona's 6-4, and everybody else is 5-5.
Not Arizona. I guess would be my
Everyone
safest answer.
keeps San Francisco, but man.
They scare you. You got to win that game. They had that one won.
Yeah. They couldn't stop them.
Yeah, I don't know who wins that.
Yeah, I don't either.
Does it feel like, well, this is just me, but does it feel like Joe Burrow is purposely like feeding Jamar Chase the ball?
Yes.
They didn't pay him?
Yes.
So they get paid. I just think he's also such a great player. You can't help but feed him.
But boy, he missed him for a touchdown last night late.
Yeah, that was a tough throw, though.
It was a great catch over the. No.
I'm talking about. You're not talking.
He didn't throw it.
Pass.
No.
Okay.
Jamar broke open, wide ass open.
Oh yeah, that's a different play.
And he just lobs it, and they go up 7, and he didn't see him. He threw it over, and it was catch. It was a first down.
You know the one I'm talking about? Chase was going up the right sideline, and he was covered pretty good, and he barely overthrew him.
Oh, yeah.
I thought, that's hard to hit. I didn't see the one you're talking about.
Oh, yeah. So here are the Bengals now. They got to come play Pittsburgh. They got to come play Pittsburgh. They got a bye week, then they got Pittsburgh. Then they go to Dallas. They go to Tennessee. They could win those. Cleveland, they can win. Denver, they could win. They got 2 with the Steelers left. They got to beat the Steelers twice.
Man, I mean, it's time. There's a guy who he's even though he won a Super Bowl, didn't get enough respect.
Mm-hmm.
He's doubled down on who he is and how good he is, and anything that has gone wrong wherever he's been hadn't been his problem.
Talk to me.
I'm talking about Sean Payton.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy has taken Bo Nix, a rookie quarterback, and they're playing good teams, in tough situations. They should have beat the Chiefs. They beat Atlanta. They listen. If you happen to be in the Falcons-Jags world, as my family was yesterday afternoon, may have put a little 90-12 on the boys. 52-6 Jags lose, 38-6 Falcons lose. But they lose to Denver, who, if the playoffs started today, would be in.
Yeah.
And again, that's Sean Payton doing that with Bo Nix and really no alpha dogs at receiver.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Cortland Sutton's a nice player, but they don't have a ton of talent, to be honest with you.
I tell you, he's amazing. He's playing smart. Like Bo Nix's touchdown passes are like these bubble screens and stuff, but they're blocking him up good. And
he can run. He stayed active, and he finally yesterday, because I watched the game, he did hit a couple of downfield passes yesterday. He pushed 300 yards with like 26 to 32 kind of day. He was good. And if you're Washington and Minnesota, you say, "See Atlanta," we try to tell you. It's just something off about Kirk Cousins. He's a great guy. He's a nice man. He's a winner to a certain ceiling, but man, there's just something consistency and leadership wise. You can't lose those games back to back if you're really trying to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just
the New Orleans game. I mean, granted, you could blame the kicker, but I mean, he had a pick yesterday when the Falcons were still in it. It's like, where are you throwing the ball?
1 year ago today, Jordan Travis suffered a season-ending injury against North Alabama. FSU has not recovered. They have not recovered. FSU was down 13-0. He scrambled. They were going to, of course, win that game, and they did. He suffered a fractured and dislocated ankle. Last time he was in an FSU uniform, and they have, never been the same. They've never been the same. They ended up winning that game 58-13. They went 13-0. They won an ACC championship with Tate Rodemaker and Brock Glenn, which is incredible, what they were able to accomplish. They didn't get into the playoff. They went crazy. They went and played a bowl game. All their guys decided not to play the bowl game. They got beat 63-3, and they're playing a 1-10 team this weekend. College of Charlie.
I honestly,
is it Charlie Southern?
Yeah, I don't know what the spread is or what it is. I would not bet Florida State to cover against PK Young High School. I'm not even kidding. I have watched that. That is, and I would fire Mike Norvell and eat every penny of the buyout. I mean, you got to be kidding me, dude. What a huge mistake I made hiring you. What a disaster. Who goes from 11-1 to 1-11, dude? How's that possible? You got lucky. You hit a couple of transfer portal dudes, and your quarterback developed into something that nobody knew he was. Or you'd have never been any better than 7-5 to get there. But this is the worst season of FSU football maybe ever.
Yeah.
And Florida's going to dance on their field and celebrate 6-6 in a bowl game, which isn't exactly a high level themselves.
Right.
All right, let's take a quick timeout. It's Monday Morning Quarterback, divorcemenonly.com.
This is the last play of the game. After the game, join Hacker, Leon, and Coach Campo for the Window World of Northeast Florida fifth quarter. Presented by Von Rowan Law and Hurricane Grill and Wings. 2 hours after the final whistle on game day on 1010XL.
Injured in an accident? Have mounting medical bills? Can't work? Don't worry. Zach's got your back. I'm Zach Von Rowan of Von Rowan Law. I will fight for the compensation that you deserve. Set up your free consultation at zachsgotyourback.com.
Hey, imagine having a doctor available to you any day or any time. That's my doctor, Rick Townsend. Look, I've been going to Doc T in a regular form or fashion for more than 20 years. But he's decided to take a leap into a new and exciting, more personal world of medicine. You bet I'm going with him. It's concierge medicine, man. It's nothing. It's unbelievable. I'll tell you a few reasons why. Like, for example, you need an appointment, you see Doc T right away. You know, regular doctors, they'll get you in, in a couple weeks. You got a medical emergency, here's Doc T's personal phone number. He gets right back to you 24/7. It's like being a member of an exclusive golf club, but the cost will surprise you. As far as doctors, Dr. Townsend is the best. Navy trained, graduated from Wake Forest, so yearly physicals, yes, office or virtual visits, cancer screenings, referrals to specialists. Doc T's got you covered. If you have questions, just go to mypvconcierge.com. That's mypvconcierge.com. I'm telling you, you won't regret it. mypvconcierge.com.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
Are you an experienced plumber or welder with MedGas certification and you're tired of being undervalued? It's time to make a move to Local 234 plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC technicians. With the best pay in the business, you'll earn $36.50 an hour. With benefits, that's almost $50. It's not just a job, it's a career that values you. Join the team that's got your back. Local 234, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit UA234.com to send your resume today.
Equal opportunity employer.
Jaguars fans, want to meet some of your favorite players? Coke Florida, Publix Supermarkets, and the Jags are giving you the chance. Join 1010XL at Publix, 170 Village Commons Drive, St. Augustine, Tuesday, November 19th at 5. For autographs, pictures, raffles, and more. Get off the sidelines and get to Publix to grab an ice-cold Coca-Cola, Coke Zero Sugar, or any of your favorite Coca-Cola beverages using Publix digital app. The Jaguars and Coke Florida. There's magic when we cheer together at Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
It's Thanksgiving week and Monahan Jewelers has the best deals in town with up to 40% off the entire store. Thousands of beautiful pieces are all on sale with fantastic prices on our entire inventory, including up to 30% off on GIA certified diamonds. We're your local family jeweler, so come visit us today and on Small Business Saturday for up to 40% off on diamond studs, engagement rings, colored gemstones, our designer brands, custom design, everything. The name you can trust in fine jewelry, Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Need protection? Call Craig and Christine Kaprosky at Goosehead Insurance. The Kaproskys are a husband-wife team committed to finding you the right coverage at the right price in just a few short minutes. For home, auto, flood, or specialty insurance, Craig and Christine Kaprosky are the answer. Craig.Kaprosky at Goosehead.com.
Go inside your home team's locker room with Jags beat reporter Hayes Carline.
Check out my blog at 1010XL.com.
So you can catch all the news and nuggets you need to know.
My blog is brought to you by Roland Reach Plumbing,
where quality and experience count.
What's happening, sports bettors? It's your boy E to the T, and I hope everybody had a profitable betting weekend. But y'all know what tonight is. Monday Night Football, and we have an old-fashioned Texas duel. The Houston Texans travel to Dallas to take on them boys, them Cowboys, that is. Both of these teams have had major injuries and have been terrible lately. This game smells for real, and could definitely go under the 42.5 over-under total. Who would have thought the Cowboys are 7.5-point underdogs at home? Joe Mixon will likely be running and catching all over the Cowboys in this game. I'm looking to bet a same-game parlay and put all my chips on Mixon for an anytime touchdown and bet the over on Mixon receiving yards. Guys, my bookie has the best sign-up bonus in the industry for Florida bettors. Our listeners can sign up using my promo code 1010XL and claim that double deposit bonus on your very first deposit up to $1,000. That's promo code 1010XL to claim that double deposit bonus. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with my bookie. Come on, somebody.
If you're looking for custom metalwork, look no further than Superior Fence and Rail. Whether it's custom railing, shade structures, or custom entry gates, their expert team controls the turnkey process. From CAD design and raw metal to powder-coated finish and expert installation. When you choose Superior Fence and Rail for your custom metal project, you get a project that's, well, superior. So get off the fence and call Superior Fence and Rail today.
Ladies and gentlemen, boaters and landlubbers, friends, four-legged and two, this is Lisa the Botanista with a huge announcement. Freedom Boat Club is opening a brand new 4th location. That's right, Freedom Boat Club St. Augustine Shipyard is now open. Now members can enjoy unlimited access at Julington Creek, Jacksonville Beach, St. Augustine Comanche Cove, and St. Augustine Shipyard. Freedom Boat Club members also enjoy reciprocal access to over 400 locations across the world. There's never been a better time to join. We are offering our biggest discount ever to celebrate our brand new location. We own and maintain an entire fleet of boats. Join the club, and as often as you like, you can do water sports, inshore fishing, offshore fishing, sandbar hopping, dining on the water, or just cruising around town. Visit us at the St. Augustine Shipyard or stop by any of our locations to see what the Boatcierge experience is all about. Visit us at freedomboatclub.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
There he goes. Poor guy. Broken man, and I'm talking about Emmanuel Thalorand, our friend E to the T. He's broken. He's broken. He walks slow with a limp. He's 38 years old. At least I'm 61 when I walk slow with a limp.
My man needs a cane.
He needs a cane. He needs a walker. I'm telling him to get his whole leg lopped off. He's now having knee issues where his Achilles was. I think he should just take it off right above the kneecap and get him a peg leg and let him go. It's a disaster. Poor guy. Broken man is what he is. Broken. So hopefully either they lop that thing off and get him going with a peg leg or something.
I mean, at some point, put a patch on him, give him a wooden leg, and just get him to work every day.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, this is all we ask at this point after this long, brutal summer, injury-laden. I mean, I had never seen, a medical hardship as
I got to say, I'm
standing as this one.
If I leave here today at 9:50,
okay,
and Doug Peterson's still the coach, I'll be a bit surprised.
Well, I've
been
at 9:30. I'll tell you, now it would not be a surprise. I thought it would.
I was expecting him to be toast. Is what I was expecting, and he may be today. He may be Black Monday. He may wait till Black Monday. But we'll see.
You want to know, like, this is, and again, it shouldn't happen with this team. This is why it is so damning for Doug Peterson and Trent Baalke. Because this is, if we had to go by talent and rank the 30 teams in Jaguars history, this one would be, nowhere near the bottom 4, 5, or 10 even.
Top 10 team.
Right, top 10 talent-wise. So that's why this is so bad. And yet, with a team top 10 talent-wise, now we've already... The 47 we gave up at Buffalo was like the third most in franchise history, by the way.
Yeah.
And yesterday, with that, as the backdrop, it's the worst loss we've ever had. The biggest margin of victory, the most points allowed, the biggest margin of victory in the NFL since 1979. It's just it's such a total indictment on everybody down there. But the players are last in line here because any players they have that aren't performing, it's not their fault. It's not Mason Smith's fault. He's a second-round pick, Dan.
Here's what I said. It's interesting that you brought that up. I said this in the break. Perfect example of Lions versus Jags. Brian Branch, second-round pick.
Stud. Pro Bowler almost already. Yeah.
I mean, plays physical, fast, furiously. Our guy, second-round pick, doesn't even play.
Well, by the way, a position that, we decided to go spend money in free agency on was Savage.
Yeah.
Instead, and I'm sure
we drafted Jarian Jones, but
I'm sure we picked Jarian Jones and Branch as a safety. I mean, it's not a corner. I mean, I'm sure we picked Mason Smith before Branch went. Again, our guy, Trent Baalke's terrible at identifying picking talent. Rounds 2 to 7, the last 3 years, once we got good, have killed us. We don't have any emerging stars.
Yeah.
Not one.
Yeah.
We don't have one player outside of round 1 who's arrow-up star. Not a one. Even the guys that we have identified as our best players are like top 10 draft picks.
Yeah.
Get a little credit for Harrison, a little credit for Brian Thomas Jr. There was a little credit for bottom of the first rounder Travis Etienne, but apparently that young man's forgotten how to play football.
I don't know, man.
So it's the indictment on the entirety of it all, yesterday's result, because a coach who's trying doesn't lose an NFL game that bad. You're not that overmatched ever in the NFL. They're all pro players. If you were really coaching your socks off, you would not lose 52-6.
Javon Foster, Jordan Jefferson, DeAndre Prince. We took a kick returner in the 5th round. Keelan Robinson.
It's idiotic. It's a lot of idiotic decision. And this draft isn't even the one. Listen, we gave him a lot of credit for second-year development way before. Strange, Parker Washington, these guys aren't any good.
No.
They're just guys.
Yeah.
I'm on Ron St. Brown's a 4th rounder, Dan.
Oof.
Who do we draft in the 4? Are you kidding me?
We took Ventrell Miller, Tyler Lacey, Javon Foster, Jordan Jefferson.
Ventrell Miller, the only guy on, and by the way, putting him
Jay Tufel.
And putting him in.
Ben Barch, Josiah Scott, Shaquille Quarterman.
There's only one. Ventrell Miller is the only one, and you can't even put him in emergency star. You don't know. He's the only one that doesn't look terrible.
Yeah.
Everybody else of all those names are all just bad football players, just below average NFL roster fillers.
Oof.
That's what Trent Baalke has done. I mean, does Shad know this?
Yes.
The GM builds the team. He makes the decisions. And then, if he's Baalke, blames everyone else.
I guess.
Yesterday, Hick, the Lions could have agreed to a game with the Jaguars. You count all your points. We'll only count our extra points, and they would have won the game 7-6.
I feel like that the Lions could have said, I tell you what, we're going to play Vaca at running back and Hendon Hooker at quarterback, and they would have beat us fairly easily. Hendon Hooker and Vaca. Those two running backs they have. Whenever they ran the football, they would get 5, 6, 7, 8 yards a carry, unless they broke into the open field. I mean, 644 yards of offense, the most in Detroit Lions history. Detroit Motor City history, Jeff Prosser.
I know.
That's how bad it was.
Yeah, they've been playing for a while, I think.
Oh, my gosh. It was no bueno. And here we are, seeing what's going to happen. Will anything change?
It's just, again, we could have played a game against another NFL team where we count all our points and they only count their extra points, and we would have lost 7-6. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I think about what I just said.
I did.
We could have made him go 80 yards to score 1 point, and they would have won they would have won the game. That's just and by the way, it's especially bad because you could go back to 2022. 2 teams were 9-8. Each were in the same spot, and they have just whipped us. They've whipped us in coaching hires. They've whipped us in player personnel. They've whipped us in game day execution. And they've done it in a much better division. The Lions have risen to the top with Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson and Jordan Love and Aaron Rodgers and good teams in their division. Mm-hmm. We got a bunch of crud here.
Yeah.
I mean, just last year, 3 rookie quarterbacks and our guy. And just like that, we're the worst team in the league. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's some talent issues for sure. This is a team that with the right moves in this offseason can immediately next year be an over 500 and a playoff contender, something like the Chargers are this year. Chargers weren't left with an abundance of talent. They let Keenan Allen go, Mike Williams go, and Austin Eckler go. They let guys go all over the place. They held on to what they thought were their best 5 or 6, got a new coach, and look, just like that.
Has to be something with culture. What Dan Campbell's been able to do, what Jim Harbaugh's been able to do. There has to be something. I know we poo-poo it a lot here because it is all about winning, but there has to be something more to it. And whatever it is, the Jaguars don't have. We'll take a break. We'll come back, put the wraps on this baby next right here on The Drill.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
Have you or someone you care about been arrested or had their driver's license taken away? I'm Susan Cohen, and I work with David Robbins at the law firm of Epstein & Robbins. We are experienced fighters for those charged with DUI and all criminal offenses. I've been named the best DUI attorney in the state, and David has been named the best criminal defense lawyer in Jacksonville. In your battle with the justice system, there is only one thing you need to know. Dial David 24/7 at Epstein & Robbins, 354-5645.
Hicken here with a message from Zero Res. You got to just love this time of the year as we reflect on the things that matter most. Families, homes, the holidays, and of course, football. They're very grateful for you all, the good people of Jacksonville, and they want to thank you. So get ready for the holidays. Book today, and Zero Res will clean your carpets for only $49 a room. Plus, they'll give you 25% off your tile cleaning. This one fills up fast, so book now on both carpet and tile. Zero Res. Fill it forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
Post-game Monday on 1010XL is brought to you by Dandy Foods, makers of quality fresh sandwiches and home of the good stuff.
Hey, Hicken here for Lockhart Construction. That's a long-time Jacksonville business. Just saw the boys the other day getting ready to do some more work. Shane Lockhart, his dad, his guys all from here, taking care of people who live here, people like us. We've used Lockhart Construction numerous times. I'll tell you why. Fast, friendly, affordable, clean. They're in your house. They're out of your house. They do unbelievable work, by the way. Their family gives your family a better living experience. I think you unlock better living with Lockhart Construction. Listen, here's how it works. You got a construction need or an idea, give Shane a call, and he'll call you back. He's at 994-3865. Lockhart Construction, Shane Lockhart, 994-3865.
This is Hayes Carlion for Skylife Elite. Have you ever thought about aircraft ownership as another potential revenue stream and as a tool for tax savings? Put your tax money to work for you while enjoying the benefits of private personal travel. Skylife Elite has over a decade of experience in business aviation and can guide you through the process with their expert staff. Call my friends over at Skylife Elite at 490-9332 or find them at flyskylife.com to get the rundown on everything owning an airplane can do for you.
Yo, what's good, fellas? It's your boy E.T. here, and I'm going to keep it real. We could all benefit from a little something extra in the bedroom, and Blue Chew can help. What is Blue Chew, you ask? It's a chewable tablet with the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, and Staxin that ships right to your door in a discreet package. It's all online, too, so not even them nosy neighbors will know what's going on. No doctor's visits and no trips to the pharmacy. The licensed medical providers work with you to find the right ingredients and strengths for your prescription. And remember, it's chewable, just like popping a Mentos. Now you're asking, how do I get Blue Chew? Just pay $5 shipping. Visit BlueChew.com and enter my promo code 1010XL. Turn that old no into a oh yeah. That's promo code 1010XL and let your boy hook you up with some Blue Chew. Get that confidence back. Visit BlueChew.com.
Frank Frangie here. This November, Nimnik Buick GMC is honoring the brave men and women who have served our country. Nimnik is proud to announce their partnership with K9s for Warriors. With every vehicle purchased, you're helping provide highly trained service dogs for military veterans and supporting the K9s for Warriors mission. And this month, Nimnik Buick GMC is offering a $500 military appreciation discount on select new Buick and GMC models. So who makes your purchase go further for veterans? Nobody but Nimnik. Shop 24/7 at NimnikBuickGMC.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
This is the Mangler. Years of playing football coupled with lifestyle left my feet mangled with neuropathy. I was experiencing burning, tingling, and numbness. I spoke with 2 foot specialists and they told me there was no cure. They were wrong. I found Dr. Nate Riddle in Ponte Vedra. After utilizing his neuropathy treatment for only 2 weeks, I noticed a difference in my feet. I was regaining my feeling and balance. If you want relief from nerve pain, call Dr. Nate for a free consultation at Riddle Wellness, 904-395-5598.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On November 18, 1964, Baltimore Orioles third baseman Brooks Robinson, Baseball Hall of Famer, wins American League MVP.
Jaguars fans, want to meet some of your favorite players? Coke Florida, Publix Supermarkets, and the Jags are giving you the chance. Join 1010XL at Publix, 170 Village Commons Drive, St. Augustine, Tuesday, November 19th at 5. For autographs, pictures, raffles, and more. Get off the sidelines and get to Publix to grab an ice-cold Coca-Cola, Coke Zero Sugar, or any of your favorite Coca-Cola beverages using Publix digital app. The Jaguars and Coke Florida. There's magic when we cheer together at Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
This is Greg Huntington, a.k.a. The Mangler. I'm on the winning team at Waste Management. If your business needs sustainable environmental services for waste removal and recycling collection, then you can count on the industry leader of WM to deliver results. Go to WM.com/Duval.
Facing a DUI charge or even a boating under the influence charge? Well, I'm your man, DUI lawyer Malcolm Anthony at 285-4LAW. 285-4LAW. Once again, 285-4LAW.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Pro Football Hall of Famer Tony Baselli this morning on The Drill with reaction to Sunday's embarrassing 52-6 loss at Detroit.
My frustration with that yesterday is it didn't feel like being there, and it didn't, to the eye test of watching it, seem like there was much fight.
Right.
Like, I get it. Certain teams are better than others. Certain teams have great days and you have bad days. All that. But in the NFL, you're not supposed to give up 7 straight drives with 7 straight touchdowns where it's really not hard.
Tony Baselli this morning on The Drill. I'm Andrew Gibson with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
You know, honest truth, Dan, at this stage of my life, even at this age, sometimes when I'm bebopping around and channel surfing, I'll stop on the WWE. I'll stop on SmackDown. I still, to this day, all these years later, I can appreciate wrestling. What I would never do, though, is bet on wrestling because I understand that it's all fake or scripted probably is a better word. I'm changing my mind just in the course of this program on what we saw Friday night in that Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight. It was billed as a legitimate fight, and it offered betting lines, and a lot of people bet on the fight. And I'm not even talking about any kind of like friendship or holding back. No, there were literally rules within the contract that should have been known to bettors before they bet.
Mm-hmm.
Like contractual rules.
Yeah.
A stipulation that if Tyson knocks out Jake Paul in the first round, he receives no money. If he knocks him out in the second round, it's a small amount of money. It was a sliding scale that if Tyson, to make the most money, would go the distance and survive 8 rounds, which would mean obviously avoid knocking Jake Paul out. If the fight goes to a split decision, it favors Jake Paul because the judges are all approved by Jake Paul. This is a Jake Paul YouTube video that was dressed up and presented, and everyone, a lot of people went to it, but this was not a competition based on these rules. You're not allowed to throw uppercuts? That's apparently in the contract as well.
That's odd.
Yeah, I'm down on these made for TV. I'm fine with them. And this one, by the way, let's be honest, this one's a lot easier to take because they didn't ask you to pay. You already had Netflix. It's not a pay. Like, if that was a pay-per-view, we would be burning down the system this morning because it was awful.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But it was free. So.
Yeah, it was free. So whatever. Just don't try and sell it. And this guy, this showman, Jake Paul, I mean, he's a genius. He is wagging the dog to the point that he is a legitimate fighter. What's next? You going to fight Clint Eastwood next week? Jimmy Carter? I mean, what's next?
He wants Conor McGregor.
Is that who he wants?
Yep. He already called him out.
I don't know.
This guy's brilliant. I'll say this about Jake Paul. He is brilliant.
Yeah, but
with no real discernible talent, he has made millions of dollars.
His talent is content creation.
Marketing.
Content creation, which is a new, it's a new bucket of talent. It didn't exist for a long time.
It's
so anyway,
crazy.
I watched it, and I don't feel duped or anything else. I mean, I expect it to be What I was shocked is the overselling of Mike Tyson is still like agile and athletic.
Mm-hmm.
He looked like Grandpa got up to go get his heart medicine, and he's standing in the refrigerator light. That's what his face looked like when he checked in. It looked like an 80-year-old man.
Oof. Well, here we are as expected, 9:45, and still no word on what's going on down at the stadium. So we'll see how it kind of plays out throughout the day, but certainly be keeping an eye on. You can keep it here on 1010XL 92.5 all day, and see what happens if anything happens. We'll do some New York City headlines before we get out of here. It's depressing. We need to lift up our actual headlines in New York City periodicals. Shining bright, the 2024 Governors Awards. J-Lo, Angelina Jolie, Selena Gomez, and more. The Governors Awards.
Maybe they're just luring. Where is this? Is this in New York? Are they just luring them there to drop the Diddy news on them, or what?
Lesson learned.
Sounds like a Diddy list to me.
Lesson learned. 15 states you can move to that offer free college tuition no matter what you earn.
It's because it says lesson learned. That means they must lock you down and put you there, not let you leave, or take your wages back, something. I've seen that before. I remember going to Wisconsin, come to college here and get a free house or something.
Dear. Southwest passengers evacuate smoke-filled plane after smartphone seat burst into flame.
A smartphone has a seat. Okay, it's an odd one. I don't know what that means.
Urkelmania, Family Matters star reveals why he was told to wear looser jeans in later seasons.
I mean, the insinuation there. No one believes Urkel's busting with manhood. None of us believe that. So Urkel can say that all he wants, E.T. Urkel's packing extra small down there. Come on.
Flying the coop, Brianna Chicken Fry defends cozying up to new man 1 month after Messi Zach Bryan breakup.
I don't know who any of those people are. That story lost its impact on me. I know who Zach Bryan is. That's it.
Riding high, MTA worker wins $1 million Powerball prize. You wait your whole life for this, and you're still in shock.
Well, and there's walking high. Tyson enters the ring Friday night.
Disney World guests forced to intervene to stop man from pummeling woman in domestic violence attack.
Are there no realms of society anymore where women just get beat up by men in public? What in the hell, man?
Storybook ending, injured college volleyball player returns for improbable senior day moment.
I don't, you say volleyball and injury, and all I think about is the one girl that's hitting it in to, girls' faces out there in California.
VIP access inside Jake Paul's Mike Tyson fight after party in Dallas.
I saw that our boy Pac-Man found some trouble.
Oh, he did.
Pac-Man got arrested in one of those after-party deals.
Pac-Man went to...
If there's trouble to be found, Pac-Man is on it.
Carjackers lead cops on wild chase and pose for near-perfect mugshots. Facing allegations. Live alligator found lurking in suburban New York waterway as mystery remains. Where did it come from?
Hollywood. I saw a movie about an alligator in the sewers of New York when I was in high school, so it must be that thing, whatever that was.
Florida man arrested after pretending to be undercover police officer to avoid background check. Horror ride. Wild video shows man swipe delivery truck with female employee still inside. I jumped off.
People steal anything, man. What do you want with it? What are you going to do with a delivery? What goes into the decision to steal a delivery truck? Do you really think you're going to be able to get anywhere with it? You're in a freaking delivery truck, and it's probably got so much stuff in it. What are you going to do with all of it?
Tommy's boy, Tom Brady, shares selfie with son at NBA game after admitting he screwed up a lot as a parent.
Yeah, I didn't read it. Guess what, Tom? I hate to break this to you. So didn't we all.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Yeah.
Find me a parent that can't make that comment.
No.
At any point.
All right, Jags lose 52-6, but fret not. The boys from Jaguars Today are up next. They're going to break it down.
And I guess we're on clock watch here.
Yeah.
Stock watch.
Doug Peters has a 1:45 press conference today on the schedule. So we'll see if he's there. And if he is there, then he's probably still the coach. And if he is still the coach, then I'm going to assume he's going to be the coach till Black Monday. Because if you don't do him now, when are you going to do him?
I guess at the end of the year, but I don't. It's just more that I don't know, Dan. I don't care. This season's gone and forgotten. I don't even care what if they fire him today and he's gone. I mean, there's no. I mean, I guess the danger you run is they keep him. They win 6 in a row. Then what do?
Oh, I wouldn't worry about that.
I wouldn't either. But with a functioning quarterback, it at least becomes in the realm of possibility.
Somebody just posted on social media. Doug Peterson walking into the Jaguars facility on Monday, and it's from the one of the Goodfellas movies with our guy Joe Pesci when he walked in the room and he saw that there was nobody there and the guys behind him put the hit on him. Pap, pap, pap. That was all she wrote. This is the drill on 1010XL.
And that'll do it for us. It's been the Monday Morning Quarterback, divorcemenonly.com. Enjoy Jaguars today. We'll see you tomorrow.